promising rewards to posing as mobile network agents, the aim of the scammers is simple. Extract your personal information and use them to later impersonate you.
AC numbers. Please, what are your AC numbers over there?
What number?
Haven't you received any AC number? Your AC code, please. That is 6 numbers, please. We are verifying it for you.
About it is that there are basic things. Some red flag. One of the red flags is that you've won something. Red flag. Immediately somebody tells you you've won, it's a red flag.
Well, we'll bring you the full excerpt of that feature by Michael Ashley in subsequent bulletin, and that's how we end the news at 6. In our top story, Parliamentary Christian Fellowship calls on the Seventh-day Adventist Church to reconsider its decision to push for a change in the day for voting in general elections. I am Amusi Nyamiche Thompson. Business is next on the Super Morning Show.
The boys are lined up looking for an opening. They are charging forward from our 3. Kuku has his eye on the cashier, but Yo gets there first. He taps, and he scores!
Win your ticket to glory with the ABSA Card Assist. Tap to pay with your ABSA debit or credit card, and you could win an unforgettable Premier League experience in the UK or any of over 50 consolation prizes such as home appliances and shopping vouchers. It's time to tap your way to the Premier League with your ABSA card. ABSA, the official banking partner of the Premier League. Terms and conditions apply.
Be part of the moments to remember with AFCON 2023 on DSTV. Experience Africa's biggest football tournament with all 52 thrilling games live and in HD the way you like it. Enjoy expert commentary that will blow your mind.
It's a gorgeous finish. Super goal.
And the finest analysis to keep you in the game. Live your pride, passion and love for Africa's beautiful game from the 13th of Jan to the 11th of Feb on Supersport or anywhere on DSTV Stream.
Hello? Yeah, Kofi. Charlie, we spoke about going to Imperial for our motor insurance today.
Shit, are you the one to remind me? I am at Imperial already.
What?
I told you about their motor insurance promo, right?
Yeah.
This time it is reloaded, my brother.
Wow.
Imperial General is saying, come insure with them from now till the end of April and get yourself handsome rewards. 4 coupons, special souvenirs, gift vouchers, and many, many more. And here's the catch. During this reward period, your motor insurance policy will give you an automatic 1-year life insurance cover, my brother. And now you can also get brand new tires and other car accessories as well. It is really reloaded. Everybody qualifies. Just insure your car and you are done.
Hey, Charlie, I can even do it online and still get my reward.
Oh yes, don't slow. Talk to your broker, agent, or call us on 0577 667 436 for further details. You can also follow us on all our socials. T's and C's apply. Imperial General Assurance. Solid protection.
Millennium Insurance has enhanced its motor insurance policy cover to make life more comfortable for you, our valued clients, and in the event of vehicle breakdown whilst on the road. To ensure your safety and that of your vehicle, Millennium Insurance will ensure that your broken down vehicle is towed to a safe place within 1 hour of call and 30 kilometers radius from the place of breakdown. This service is absolutely free. Millennium Insurance, your trustworthy partner, is on standby to be of service to you. Contact us now on 0501 394 997 or 0501 285 821, 0501 394 997 or 0501 285 821.
Millennium Insurance, your trustworthy partner.
What's so tasty, creamy, crunchy, makes you happy when it's near? Munchie, munchie, oh munchie, oh munchie, shortcake biscuits.
Enjoy the unbeatable taste of Munchie Milk Shortcake Biscuits, serving you original milky richness for 20 years. Munchie, a rich ankasa. This advert is FDA approved.
No matter your water needs, Syntex has it all. Syntex tank was first to introduce double layer tank, and now you can have as many layers as you want. Sintex Tank was first to introduce white inner layer tanks in Ghana and now introduces the customer specs order, which will let you order any color and size you want. Sintex Tanks gives you the biggest warranty of 7 years, which no other tank gives you. So whatever your water consumption, size of project, or demand, choose Sintex Tank. Sintex Tank, stress-free. Sintex Tank, reliable. Sintex Tank, maximum guarantee. Call 0244 335 168, Kumasi 0505 555 666, or visit syntexgh.com. Sintex Tank, a strong, a tough.
The wait is over. It's the Clash of Titans. The Total Energies African Cup of Nations Côte d'Ivoire 2023 is here. And as part of this year's competition, all Total Energy service stations will go into 100% football mode. So drive to selected service stations and kickstart your year with lots of amazing giveaways. This is our way of supporting our gallant Black Stars. So starting Sunday 14th January, when you buy fuel or lubricants from selected Total Energy service stations on Ghana match days, you instantly win amazing branded souvenirs. Let's celebrate the passion of football together and win lots of gifts during the 2023 Total Energies African Cup of Nations. Remember, promo is valid while stocks last. Visit our social media pages, Total Energies GH, for more information. Terms and conditions apply. Let's live football together.
Bafustun.
Hey, morning.
Charlie, morning. So, SDA says we should either have the elections on the first Tuesday of November or first Tuesday of December. Make it the first. Make it, well, because they are not aware of any religious group that considers Tuesday to be their holy day. So what they are doing, what they are saying is that they are thinking of all other religious groups, Muslims, Christians, who might have Friday or Sunday as, religious days, but no one has Tuesday.
What if there's a religious group that comes up later and says, well, Tuesdays are holy day?
Then they also write petition. So, but you see, the SDA is quite a big stakeholder in elections itself. They say that on election day, 2,090 church buildings and a lot of their school buildings as well, even more than 2,090, are used as polling centers. Okay. They say some of their church members are used by the Electoral Commission as temporary staff on election day. So they are big stakeholders in this thing. And first of all, their church members being asked to work on their Sabbath, which is Saturday, that first of all would contravene the tenets of their religion. So as for working, there be. But even the voting, they consider to be problematic if it must be done on their Sabbath. And so they are making this proposal of a change, which would require the Constitution to be amended and a non-entrenched clause of the Constitution to be amended. But they are calling for it. They are saying, look, can we do that so that this year we don't have to have Seventh-day Adventists breaching their Sabbath?
And what does it also mean if we're using, let's say, SDA schools, churches? That means we can't use those places for voting. Does that also imply that?
Well, it's a Saturday. They'll be worshipping there in their churches. Maybe not the schools, but the churches, yes.
The churches, so
they'll be worshipping there.
No voting can take place there. Well, like
clearly.
If it's a center or something.
I suspect that would be a problem.
Well.
Yeah. So, yeah, this is what they are proposing.
We voted on a Sunday before, right?
On a Saturday.
On a Sunday?
Yes. We voted on Sunday before. We voted on Saturday before. It did. It happened.
Well, I don't know.
I don't know whether we used any churches on that occasion, but it worked. We've also voted on a Saturday before, even the Saturday that is being protested by the SDA.
And what happened before.
Then? The election happened.
The election happened. Well, I don't know. I just feel we should keep it at 7th. Yeah.
It's a tough one because, religious considerations can really throw things into turmoil. You remember when Tyrone Magai wanted to go to school with his dreadlocks and, people. So in the end, one of the big questions was that what harm does it do to let the person observe their religious, tenets. What harm does it do to let Seventh-day Adventists have Saturday as their Sabbath, so that the nation votes on a different day? What harm does it do?
And what happens in future if another group says, well, Tuesday is our day also, so what do we do? Yeah.
What harm does that also do if we then move it to, say, Wednesday? What harm does it do?
Well, the conversation has started.
Yep. And it shall continue. Right now, though, let's be grateful where we can. For the 6 a.m. news, it was brought to us by Total Energies. Total, we go the extra mile for you. Absa Bank Ghana Limited, helping you find a way to get things done. And Millennium Insurance, your trustworthy partner. Now for the Joy Business Report. We're grateful to Glyco Life Travel Insurance. And, of course, Africa World Airlines, touching Africa, touching the world.
You're a genius. Hello, good morning. Welcome to the Joy Business Report. Coming up this morning, government to open negotiations with Eurobond holders in London on Monday as it moves to restructure about $13 billion of debt. Meanwhile, government has been advised to remain fiscally disciplined in order to ensure the economy is not hurt in the long run. Also coming up, Bank of Ghana to cut policy rate by 8 percentage points to 22% by the end of the year, a move that will stimulate private sector spending. Details coming up. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us on the Joy Business Report. Special hi to our friends listening in Koforidua on KTU Radio. My name is Darryl Kwao. First up, government is expected to formally open negotiations with Eurobond holders and commercial creditors in London on Monday, January 21. The engagement will target institutional investors that are holding these financial instruments. Now, government is seeking to restructure about $13 billion worth of debts as it is proposing up to 40% interest rate cut. Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta admits this negotiation will be a tough one for Ghana.
I'm expecting that we will all negotiate in good faith. I'm looking at the country coming back quicker than later. We have had discussions with Eurobond investors, some of the larger creditors, and there's goodwill.
How quickly are you hoping to also reach any preliminary deal with them?
You know, I had a very optimistic view to conclude all of these negotiations by end of 2023, which did not happen. So when I look at current situation between concluding the MOU, OCC, and then the process with the Eurobond, I don't know, I guess I give myself latest end of March or something as a goal that we should shoot for to put an end to all of the restructuring.
Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta in that exclusive interview with George Yaffe, which airs on PM Express Business Edition tomorrow, Thursday at 9 p.m. on the Joy News channel. Now, turning to other news, economist Professor Godfrey Bokwe has said that any attempt to increase recurrent expenditure in the 2024 election year to please the electorates will come back to badly hurt the economy. He says there's little space for government to spend in areas that will only encourage consumption without impacting on growth. Professor Bokwe advised the government to be mindful of how it even intends to spend from projected tax revenue.
Okay, we don't need to overspend to win over elections because the consequences of that after the election will come back to bite us as Ghanaians. So, for instance, if government decides that from the second half of this year, July, they are going to increase salaries of public sector workers by, let's say, 30% in the rest of them, and that will be simply because you want to cut voters. Okay, do we have the fiscal space to accommodate that?
You heard economist Professor Godfrey Bokwe. Now, Associate Professor of Finance at the Andrews University in the U.S., Professor Williams Pipra, has cautioned government and other political parties against campaign promises if it wants to remain fiscally disciplined. According to him, it is incumbent on the government to live within its means to sustain economic growth. His advice follows rating agency Fitch's warning that countries without access to international capital markets, including Ghana, will face some challenges. Take a listen.
And especially this is a political season, and political parties must be careful with their campaign messages and promises, knowing that tax revenue will not be able to help us to fulfill those promises. Promises a political party should give or may give must be within something that's within our budget. In the past, both parties who have managed Ghana, they've come out with huge promises, and when they come to implement, the funds are not there and they go out to borrow. But this time, that we have learned our lessons, it is better to come out with a promise that you can fulfill within our means, the means of Ghana, not to try to borrow too much so that we find ourselves in the mess that we have now.
Associate Professor of Finance at the Andrews University in the US, Professor Williams Pipa. Now, the Bank of Ghana will embark on a sizable monetary easing cycle, cutting the policy rate by a cumulative 800 basis points to 22% by the end of the year. That's forecast by Fitch Solutions. This research follows a substantial moderation of headline inflation. Here's more.
Since 2021, the Bank of Ghana has hiked the benchmark policy rate by 1,150 basis points to 30%. This has restricted access to corporate credit. But with inflation easing substantially, the central bank is expected to embark upon policy easing. However, Fitch Solutions said it usually takes about 12 months for interest rate adjustment to affect the real economy due to the lag in monetary transmission mechanisms. As such, the UK-based firm believes that the Bank of Ghana's dovish monetary policy stance is unlikely to result in a sharp increase in real loan growth, which has remained in contractionary territory over January to August last year. Meanwhile, the Monetary Policy Committee of the Bank of Ghana would hold its 116th regular meetings from Tuesday, January 23 to Friday, January 26 to review development in the economy.
Now, some development partners are optimistic and confident in the quick turnaround of the economy this year, following the recent improvements in inflation and some stability in the local currency. Speaking to Joy Business on the prospects of a good target for this year, Chief Economist at the United Nations Development Programme Ghana office, Fatoumata Cisse, said there is a high chance of transformation in the economy this year.
It's an optimistic moment right now to be in Ghana. We have seen the statistics that is presented and how the economy is slowly beginning to turn around. And that optimism, with what the aspirations that we have in the budget, galvanizing many other stakeholders, the chances are indeed high, and we can begin to see light at the end of the tunnel. We are not saying it's all fixed, but as they said, the emphasis of the budget is first of all stabilizing the economy, and then we begin to see growth. We are not seeing retrogression. We see improvements in the inflation rate. We see improvements in GDP growth rate. So I think there's room for us to be optimistic. But
Dr. Fatoumata Cisse, Chief Economist for UNDP Ghana and West Africa. Now, Associate Director, Tax and Regulatory Services at Deloitte Ghana, Wizong Pano, is entreating local businesses to take advantage of some tax exemptions by the government. Speaking on the marketplace on Joy News, Wizong Pano urged businesses to leverage existing tax exemptions to reduce their tax burden.
In a year where you have high tax costs, all companies, all businesses will have to make sure that they are identifying all tax deductions available to them and all tax incentives, and make sure that they are making the most out of it. Local production of sanitary towels will now go at 0% VAT. So companies in that space should make sure that they are taking advantage of that this year and going forward. Then in a high tax environment, businesses should have a tax rate strategy.
You had Wizong Pano, who is Associate Director, Tax and Regulatory Services at Deloitte, speaking on the marketplace as part of the Joy Business Advisory Series. Well, today we'll bring you the Joy Business Van, will feature McFix Engineering, which has created a cocoa pod breaker machine to help solve bean harvesting challenges. Take a listen. A breaker machine crushing tons of cocoa pods within minutes. This could have taken hours and potentially days to finish if it was done manually. The innovative cocoa pod breaker machine was created by Daniel Chumesi and Elizabeth Amwa, who were both trained at the Design and Technology Institute. Both Daniel and Elizabeth hail from cocoa farming communities and understand the challenges with manual crushing of cocoa pods.
Coming from the cocoa farming community, I remember
sometimes when our wards harvest their cocoa pods, they need to go from house to house to go and ask other farmers for helping hands. And sometimes when we get to the farm and the pods are too much, a way to motivate the farmers to be able to break a lot of pods is to motivate them with stuff like sardine.
All right, so do make a date at 2 p.m. Note the time change this AFCON season. The Joy Business Report at 2 p.m. We'll bring you the Joy Business Van after that. 5 p.m. on Business Live on the Joy News channel. Don't miss it. And before we go, let's check the markets for you. On the commodity market, crude oil began trading this morning at $77.75 a barrel. Gold lost $8.87 to sell at $2,019.57 an ounce. Cocoa however, gained $106 to trade at $4,429 a ton. On the currency market, the dollar going for 12 cedis 33 pesos. That's on the retail market. The pound 15 cedis 43 pesos. Euro 13 cedis 35 pesos. More news on our website myjoyonline.com/business. The Super Morning Show continues with Koji Jackson.
Yeah.
The genius.
Do you remember when we tried to get Mama B to translate Tegbe for us?
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yes,
what did she say it was?
Oh,
do you remember that?
I don't remember. I have blocked out the trauma of it. So yeah, I don't remember. That is my story, and I'm sticking to it. But Tegbe means forever.
Wow.
Right. Yes. And this song by Bethel Revival Choir featuring Pastor Edwin Datson is just a big bouncy number that really gets me inspired in the morning. Yeah, I think it'd be nice for us to go with that one for our inspirational song. Yes, yay or nay?
Yay.
The yays have it.
too.
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
seized with this dilemma now.
No, it's not dilemma at all. Let's change the date. Why? Nobody will die. Yeah.
So they are suggesting either the first Tuesday of every November, or in 4 years.
No, I think they should bring it to November, as we previously wanted to do,
or the first Tuesday of every December in an election year.
Yeah.
So that's the proposal. Daryl asks, okay, fine, that could be done, but then what if later some other religious group pops up that says, oh, our holy day is Tuesday? Then what?
Oh no, what we have tried to do mostly is that in order to avoid what is called opening the floodgates, you don't want to grant certain liberties that sometimes may have difficulties elsewhere. But I know a court will, for example, search the existing religious groups, right? And the ones you can give credence to. Because, yeah, it's possible. Tomorrow, we can force on ourselves a religion and say that this is what we want. But is it credible enough to warrant the change that we want to change? Not every change is legitimate. So, again, at least now we know that nobody is offended in the process. When future requests come, the legitimate institutions of state and the competent brains will look at it again. But I think it's an important one.
Yeah. There are also those who suggest that, look, I mean, we've had elections on a Saturday before, Plus, what exactly is the provision of the Seventh-day Adventist religion that says that they cannot vote on Sabbath? I mean, we understand they cannot work on the Sabbath because it's a holy day that they recognize. But vote, does that work?
I know some who say that from Friday 6 p.m. throughout to the next day 6 p.m. you cannot even decide that you are going out, or some do not even, what do they call it? Especially they use that, some don't even cook on the day. That the observance of the day is complete rest, making sure that you do not do anything else except the usual things, ablutions that are expected of human. So
and going to church.
Yes, in fact, some are actually of the opinion that yes, that's all that you can do. Move out to the church, go and stay there, so they can stay there throughout the day because the day has been sealed up for them.
Now, yes, that presents a new challenge because about 209,000 SDA churches are used as polling centers.
2,000.
2,000.
2009. Sorry, did I say 209,000? Forgive me. 2009 churches are used as voting centers. That's a significant number.
So,
and of course, if they are all worshipping on that day, then how do you come and vote there while they are
if you are
having church service?
That the right to vote and to be voted for are fundamental human rights, very important human rights. In fact, without that, no democracy truly exists. We know that, right? So they have the right to participate in that. What we have also agreed, at least from the President's entire Magai's case, is that we should not put hindrances in people's quest to actually enjoy their human rights. In this case, right to vote. And the hindrance cannot be on a day that prevents them from choosing between doing one, which is their religious rights, and the other, which is their civic rights and responsibilities as they're supposed to.
Look, let's get to the Drive Safe campaign. We'll make time. We'll talk about this later.
You don't support me.
Well,
we are talking
do
about
we
civil
vote
liberties
on
in this
Saturday?
country.
I don't have a problem if we vote on Saturday. Do we vote on Tuesday? I don't have a problem if we vote on Tuesday. I don't have a problem the day on which we vote.
You don't have a problem with people's rights being infringed upon?
I said I don't have a problem on the day that we vote.
Okay.
Whatever the decision is, I go with it.
I see.
So if the EC decides to have elections on a Tuesday, I don't have a problem. I mean, if they decide to have an election on a Saturday, I don't have a problem.
Sunday too?
I don't have a problem. In fact, in 2008, we voted on a Sunday. In 1996, we voted on a Saturday.
Yes.
You see, so that's it for me.
But if there can be an accommodation which is convenient for all.
If there can be, I mean, the Americans say the first Monday in November is when they vote. If we can do same, why not? Let's do it.
In our case, first Tuesday of November.
Tuesday at that morning.
Westonia.
This is what you want to prevent.
Westonia.
This is what you want to prevent. Anyway, we'll find a day. We'll get into that conversation. But let's get to our drive.
Is it within the same 7 days? Because they are quite there.
See, that's where the problem starts.
Oh, well, anyway.
You know, see, a part of me says, respect the religious beliefs of people. I mean, as one who studied religions, I understand these things, and you want to respect people's religious beliefs. Another part also says, the Ghanaian, as petty as some of us could be, we will start a system where everybody now begins to say, this day is not good for me. That day is not good for me. And that becomes a problem.
Oh, but that issue was raised in the Taro Mangai case. But as we speak, as we speak, no other.
But that young man had to go to school.
Yes.
His education was very important.
Yes,
to the states.
the civic rights of every Ghanaian. Voting is at the core of our democracy. Without that, there isn't any democracy called Ghana.
Yes, don't worry.
There is no constitutional mandate for us to proceed if we don't have voting.
Because of the importance of education, we have decided to make it free.
Yes. That's why voting is also free.
Oh, it's a choice. You can decide not to.
No, not at all. Actually, deciding not to participate in a civic right is one of the biggest crimes, even though you'll not be prosecuted for it, maybe. Yeah, but it's one of the biggest crimes you can commit to the development of your state.
It's a choice. Let's get to our Drive Safe campaign. It's brought to us by Joy News and the Multimedia Group and supported by Imperial General Assurance, Solid Protection. So our tip for today, Raymond, and pay attention to this. Another part of being a defensive driver is using turn signals appropriately. When you're about to change lanes or make a turn, always turn your blinker on early enough to signal to other drivers what you're planning to do. Defensive driving means putting on a turn signal at least 100 feet in advance of the turn you will make. If changing lanes, put on your blinker for at least 5 seconds before you make the move. That's what we call traffic a part of the world. So that's it. That's how you ensure that you drive safe.
Let's learn how to say it right. Is brought to you by Kingdom Books. At Kingdom, quality and affordability are our hallmarks. And also Societe Generale Bank Ghana. The future is you.
Something must be done.
You say either. I say either.
Who is ready for another new word? Right, here it is. Insouciant. 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 It's an adjective which means not caring or showing a lack of concern. This is one of the words the English inherited from the French, who spell it the same way but pronounce it insouciant. This means uncaring or not bothered, just as it does in English. There are two French words at play here. Un, which means not, and souciant, which means caring. Let's use insouciant in a sentence. When strangers insult me on social media, I usually respond with an insouciant shrug. Now, kids, I hope you've been writing down all these new words because there will be a test one of these days.
Okay.
All right, let's get into the news review. It's brought to us by Syntex Tanker, you're stronger, you're tough. My Way, a simple life insurance by My Life and MTN Momo. Dial *165# on MTN to join My Way today, and Enterprise Insurance at 100. Yafinie Promotion, celebrating their legacy, securing your future.
Now, Northern Region NDC boys on rampage is the biggest story on the front page of the Daily Guide. And, of course, you know that incident, right? The party has issued a statement. It was, and everybody should condemn any human being. And the person is not worthy of any leadership role who can attack a woman to that extent. And you've seen the picture of the woman, right?
Yeah.
I mean, see, it's a civic place. It's a place where brains are supposed to function and operate. To the extent that any human being can visit this harm on another because of political disagreements is completely unacceptable. And I've heard the party say, even if the police will not do anything, we will take our own steps. We expect the police to start the proceedings Are they going to prosecute the gentleman? Because that's what we expect. If crime is committed within political circles, it cannot be exempted. So we want to see what the police will do in this instance. Well, the other story there, ambulance case, court to decide Dr. Animane's fate. And that's also on the front page of the paper with NPP names PC elections, that's parliamentary candidate elections, voting centers. And there's a picture of the General Secretary, Justine Frimpong Kodia. And AG files papers. Frimpong Kodia.
Hey, Justine is a woman's name.
Oh, I thought that was the same thing. Justine.
That's how you know it.
Yeah, Justine. Yes. Okay.
Let me just shift. In Ghana, we always say, I hear people saying that, it's a
This is a woman's name, yeah.
And I say, hey, no, who taught you that kind of thing?
Say now.
It's a noun, so now we can. I say, hey, who taught you
so
that?
if the man says that's how his name is mentioned, would you fight him?
And that's what he says his name.
Yeah. So what will you say?
Well,
anyway,
if he tells us how his name is pronounced,
but until he says that, can we say Justin?
Okay. You have to call me Raymond. You understand?
What?
Yeah, Raymond.
Raymond.
Yes. If like don't call me Raymond, you see. AG files prepares Cecilia at the past mates trial, and you see that trial is still ongoing, right?
Yeah.
The young ladies who some say are villains in one case, but also heroes in the other. Yes,
they are real estate moguls.
Yes. On the other side, Otufo gives IGP thumbs up, and that picture has actually been going around for a long time. Those are the stories that the Daily Guide put up today. Yes, there's a terrible story. It's also been making the rounds. God save me from being raped, Dinah Hamilton, and it's a terrible story about how that incident happened. That's when she was in school, and the Ifwa Singaton photograph gave me popularity. And this is a Ghana-based Nigerian photographer who was revealed that she put up a nice picture of it. And after taking that picture, that picture when she was in a terrible state, when she was so tired. And it appears that yes. So it made the man very, very popular. And there is one more. IMF board decides $3 billion bailout on Friday. So today is Wednesday. So we are looking forward to what's going to happen. And those are the stories in the Daily Guide today, Wednesday.
Well, let's get to the Daily Graphic. I'll get your take on something that I saw in one of the papers, not here, that FIDA wants NPP to choose a female running mate. They've not done that before. So I'll get your take on that. But
no, even before you say, I support it. Yeah, let's choose women running mates.
And it comes with photographs of, I think, 4 women. I saw 7
staff.
And it comes with their ages. 59-year-old Eslousu Ekufu, 53-year-old Nato Shiado, 60-year-old Shelley Ayokobuchi, and 76-year-old Frema Oseopari.
Cicely Abinadapa, why not?
She wasn't part of the
list. I am proposing she should be put on the list. Actually.
She would not be put on that.
You see, the thing is that when we get to this point where we ring fence certain jobs for a particular gender, I mean, I understand the motivation, but we should also understand the cost. There is a cost, and this is a fair, analysis. If there are fewer women in a particular field than men, that means that the level of competence amongst the men, the number of competent people in that role amongst the men will be more than the number amongst the women, which means that your chances of picking a competent person when you decide to ring fence that role for a woman reduces. That's just maths. So we must understand that there is a cost to affirmative action, and we must weigh it against the benefit. Depending on the role that we are trying to ring fence for women, can we afford the cost?
Yeah, we can afford the cost.
Yeah, we can.
Get a woman.
If we have
there's no guarantee that having a what they call it, even Albert Einstein as your running mate And the Ghana's current constitution and arrangement is going to get you fixing the problems of this country.
Anyway, you are right.
Yes, so, I mean, clearly.
We had an economic whiz kid as a running mate for many years.
In any
but
case,
we are in economic crisis.
What's the role of the vice president?
Yeah.
What's the role of the vice president?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then anything goes.
If in the absence of the president, he would act. These days, we make them chairman or chairpersons of the, I like to say chairman of the economic management team. Is the chairman of the police council. And, I mean, God forbid.
He may also take on other projects.
Yes, if the president dies, he becomes president automatically. But until such a time, what's really about the vice president? We've had, females as chief justices, as speakers of parliament. We've had a woman as, chief of staff. So for me...
Jobs that really require a lot.
Yes. So for me, I don't have a problem. If the person is competent, why not? We can now set the criteria for the definition of competence within our political space and indicate. But this is the thing. I mean, you see Joe Biden indicating even before, he became the candidate of the Democrat Party, of the Democrats, that he wanted a female to be his running mate. And it was also a way of getting more females into that part of it. The thing is that over the period, a lot of women have not been part of our politics. And that's why we've talked about affirmative action, to get a lot of them into politics, which is not a bad thing.
And we have put blockades, obstacles in their way. We have deliberately done things that actually took women out of the system anyway.
The Daily Graphic says framework on organ transplant donation in the offing. I think it's something we've been talking about. NCA launches 5-year strategic plan, and President off for World Economic Forum and NAM conference. Okay, that's African Prosperity Dialogues to focus on food security and others. I like the way we do things in this country. Some people tell me that social studies. We'll go and talk. It's like the man who weeds with his mouth. He stays at one place, but he keeps weeding with his mouth, and then you go and meet him, he's standing at the same place. And that's our problem. We have lots of workshops, lots of discussions, but the actions are never implemented.
So we've just been talking about the role of the vice president. So the president is off to where? NAM conference and what?
And the World Economic Forum.
Okay. Aren't there things, don't we have pressing things to be done in the country? Can't the vice president represent the president at some of these things?
Yeah, you can have that conversation.
In fact, have you ever seen the vice president representing the president on an international trip?
I don't know.
Do you have any recollection of such a thing ever happening?
I don't know about that. But final paper story here, disregard GES guidelines on PTA, National Council to members. Let's go for the online news review.
It's brought to you by Zenith Bank, in your best interest, and Goyle Good Energy.
So people of Agbogba, Dental, Yarifa, Hacho and its environs, we've got great news for you. Your customer-focused bank, Zenith Bank, now has a branch in Medina. Yes, it's a new year, and we've brought our banking services closer to you. Visit Zenith Bank's Medina branch at Claydot Plaza, Redco Flat Bus Stop, on the Medina Dental Road. No long-distance banking wahala. We've got you. It's a year of strengthening bonds with communities and drawing closer to you. We look forward to welcoming you to Zenith Bank's Medina branch. Exceptional service awaits you. Zenith Bank, in your best interest.
All right. SDA Church is right in requesting a change in election date. Nusa Fuseni is the one expressing that view. And it's something we'll be discussing later on the show. Stay tuned for that. Also, myjoyonline.com. Ghana needs a sustainable fiscal plan, Professor Bokwin. Ghanaians should focus on what I will do for them, not where I get my money. Nana Kwame Bediako is the one who wants to put your focus there. Black Stars supporters in Ivory Coast receive $400 each after threatening to return home. From which organization? $400 each from who? Wow. Okay. That's on citynewsroom.com. Go check it out. Right now, though, it's time for the BBC News. It's brought to you by Fidelity Bank, believe with us, and Old Mutual, 10 years of greatness in Ghana, here for a lifetime.
For decades, we have helped businesses connect with their trade partners all over the globe. From Ghana to Burkina Faso, Côte d'Ivoire, Benin, Togo, Senegal, China, Morocco, France, Netherlands, and many other countries. We have made it possible to bring Ghana to the world. We have brought small and medium businesses closer to their customers across the regions in Ghana with our SME support facilities. We have brought relief and smiles to the faces of families with our employee personal loans. With our cutting-edge technology and digital support, we take the burden of complex thinking off you, making life simple. That is who we are, as close as a partner. Bank of Africa. We are indeed the African bank with the global reach.
Introducing Ceres Nectar, the essence of deliciousness. Ceres Nectar comes in 5 irresistible flavors. Multi-fruit fusion for a burst of deliciousness. Tropical blast for a taste of the exotic. Caribbean crush to whisk you away to sandy shores. Mango orange twist for a tropical twist, or the refreshing orange. Get your Ceres Nectar today in most supermarkets and wholesale outlets. This advert is FDA approved.
It's a century of safeguarding dreams with Enterprise Insurance. In the spirit of our 100th anniversary, Enterprise Insurance revs it up with Yafinia Motor Promotion. One lucky winner will cruise around in a sleek brand new Nissan Kicks SUV. First and second runner-ups will jet off to Dubai for an all-expense paid escape. Renew or get your vehicle insurance between January and June 2024 and win free fuel coupons. Monthly raffle draws give you cool gadgets like laptops, Samsung phones, microwaves, gas cooker, tabletop fridge, and many more. Enterprise Insurance Yafinia Motor Promotion is on at all our branches. Call your broker or agent to buy or renew your motor insurance and make history with Ghana's oldest insurance company. Truly trusted. That's the Enterprise Advantage. Terms and conditions apply. This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform.
Enterprise, your advantage.
Welcome to a thrilling season of football live on Star Times. The best of Africa will converge in Ivory Coast from the 13th of January.
Witness the most anticipated tournament in African football, where Ghana could end a 42-year trophy drought, and Egypt with an 80% chance of winning their 8th AFCON title. The Teranga Lions of Senegal look like defending their title. The AFCON is here, with all 52 matches delivered in stunning HD on Star Times. It's an incredible new year. Upgrade to the Star Times Mega Bouquet for only 180 Ghana cedis.
Star Times. Enjoy digital life.
Dear business owner, congrats on not giving up on your business. You deserve a medal, and your business deserves to be taken to the next level. In fact, it's about time you run a Zenith Bank SME account so you and your business can enjoy the perks of a Zenith SME business card. Oga and Oga Madam status.
The Zenith SME Business Card is a Visa debit card for making secure payments for goods and services. Enjoy great benefits such as free customized digital SME training, free marketing toolkits, access to Visa practical skills training, and more. Unlock the potential of your business today. Visit any Zenith Bank branch nationwide and sign up for the Zenith SME Business Card, the ultimate payment solution for SMEs. For more information, visit www.zenithbank.com.gh or call 0302 680-884 or 0307-086-370. Zenith Bank, in your best interests.
It's the most action-packed breakfast show in town. The hottest music, the best giveaways, the great interviews, and all the laughter and fun you can imagine. Don't miss the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. It's the best breakfast show in town.
EMT Business Daily.
Just over a year ago, I made a programme for the BBC World Service on social media verification. Since then, Elon Musk bought Twitter, renamed it X, and all the rules went out the window. Find out how the business of social media verification has changed with me, David Harper.
This is the BBC World Service, the world's radio station.
Hello and welcome to Newsday on the BBC World Service. I'm James Copnall in Ivory Coast. Victoria Unhunda is in London.
Can the war in Gaza be prevented from igniting a wider regional conflict? We hear from a former US presidential advisor who has experience on the ground in Gaza, Yemen, Lebanon and Iraq.
Ivory Coast experienced years of civil war, but over the past decade it's largely turned its troubles around and is currently hosting football's celebrated Africa Cup of Nations tournament. I'm here in Bouaké to experience the spectacle and also to take in the history and culture.
I was here in 2002 and this was difficult for us. The town has changed. It's beautiful now.
Poland elected a new government late last year with promises of major reform, but this pathway to change is already proving troublesome. But first, the latest world news.
Hello, I'm Roisin Hasty with the BBC News. China's population has fallen for the second year running. Official figures show there was a drop of 2 million last year, more than double the decline in 2022. Laura Bicker reports.
China has spent the last few years urging couples to have babies, but it doesn't seem to be working. Just over 9 million babies were born in 2023, a birth rate which is a new record low for the country. Beijing scrapped its decades-long one-child policy in 2015, and since then, officials have promoted marriage and childbirth and encouraged women to return to more traditional roles at home. China also has more older people than anywhere else in the world, and this shrinking and ageing population is a concern, as Beijing needs working-age people to drive its economy.
President Volodymyr Zelensky has urged Western governments to hand over billions of dollars of frozen Russian assets to fund Ukraine's reconstruction. He told the BBC that foreign taxpayers should not have to foot the bill to rebuild his country. Speaking at the World Economic Forum in Davos, he said over $300 billion of Russian foreign exchange reserves had been seized since the full-scale invasion of his country began. Bill Winters, the CEO of the British bank Standard Chartered, said the move could set a worrying precedent.
On the one hand, I think many people can see the logic and the fairness of that kind of an action. But the world is dependent on the US dollar. The US dollar is the primary currency of trade and it's the primary currency of reserves. And if the US dollar loses its safe haven status, there will be consequences. Now we may say it's worth it to do the right thing. But I think in the long run, the US dollar plays such a central role that we do have to be careful about how we effectively weaponize it.
Palestinians in the southern Gaza Strip say there were intense Israeli airstrikes in the city of Khan Yunis overnight. They also say Israeli tanks have returned to parts of northern Gaza from which they'd recently withdrawn. Yolan Nell is in Jerusalem.
In videos shared on social media, orange flames light up the night sky after Israeli bombings in Khan Yunis, and gunfire reverberates across the city. Israel has said the intense stage of its military operations will soon end in the south and has already ended in the north of Gaza. However, the return of Israeli ground troops to parts of the north has led Gazans planning to return home to think again.
The Biden administration has welcomed an announcement by Qatar of a deal to send medicine to Israeli hostages held by Hamas, as well as increased aid for Palestinians in Gaza. Qatar's foreign ministry said an aid consignment would leave Doha on Wednesday under an agreement between Israel and Hamas. France played a role in the deal. You're listening to the latest world news from the BBC. Iran has been accused of carrying out another airstrike beyond its borders, this time in neighbouring Pakistan. Earlier this week, it hit targets in Iraq and Syria. The government in Islamabad warned of potentially serious consequences in response to what it said was a deadly violation of its airspace. Caroline Davies reports from Islamabad.
After a press statement late last night warning of serious consequences, Pakistan is yet to announce how it plans to respond to what it's calling an unprovoked violation of its airspace. Iranian state media first reported that rockets and drones had been used to attack what they called the headquarters of the militant group Jaish al-Adil. Pakistan's foreign ministry called the attack completely unacceptable. While relations between the two countries are generally cordial, Tehran and Islamabad have frequently accused each other of allowing militant groups to operate from each other's territory to launch attacks, and there have been skirmishes on the border.
MPs in Britain are due to vote on a contentious asylum bill a day after the Prime Minister Rishi Sunak suffered his biggest parliamentary rebellion since taking office. 60 members of the governing Conservatives supported an amendment to the bill in the hope of making it tougher. The legislation centres on the planned deportation of some asylum seekers to Rwanda. Japan's Nikkei share index has briefly hit another record high, reaching a level not seen since 1990. After rising by nearly 30% last year, the Japanese stock market has begun the new year with strong gains. Analysts say a weak yen has encouraged foreign investors. A Green Party politician in New Zealand who resigned from Parliament on Tuesday has been charged with shoplifting. Gauri Scarman said she was unable to explain her behaviour, but suggested it was related to work-related stress and trauma. A former UN human rights lawyer, she was New Zealand's first MP from a refugee background. The theft accusation centred on a luxury clothing store.
Thank you.
Got great news for you. After 26 years of academic excellence globally, Botho University is now in Ghana, offering degree programs in health information management, cybersecurity and risk management, software engineering, network security, and computer forensics. Admissions are ongoing for January 2024 with up to 50% scholarship for the first 150 students. We offer flexible payment terms, internship opportunities, and experiential exchange programs with our sister campuses. Pick up your admission form today at our East Legon campus near ANC Mall or call 0302 523 782 or WhatsApp 020-990-4714 for more information. Botho University, vibrance, innovation, impact.
Imagine this. Your employees spend 1/3 of their lives at work. That's 13,000 days or 110,000 hours dedicated to their jobs. At Old Mutual, we don't just see the numbers, we see the faces and the dreams behind them. With our tailored group life insurance and pension plans, you can provide your employees with employee benefit schemes that gives them peace of mind for their futures and for their families. Make the choice that shows your commitment to your employees today. Call 0509-551-609 or email corporate services at oldmutual.com.gh. Old Mutual, do great things every day.
The average human body mass should have at least 60% water for optimal performance in any physical or mental exercise. We can help you maintain it naturally.
Hi, my name is Stephen Appiah, the team coordinator of the Black Stars. I always like to keep hydrated naturally, every day, any day. S Natural Mineral Water does the trick.
Manufactured with the primary aim of preserving nature's finest minerals necessary for a healthy mind and body. X Natural Mineral Water. Simply natural. For bulk purchase, call 0596-273-546 or 0596-273-547. This advertisement is vetted and approved by the FDA.
It's the most action-packed breakfast show in town. The hottest music, the best giveaways, the great interviews, and all the laughter and fun you can imagine. Don't miss the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. It's the best breakfast show in town.
He's up bright and early, serving your premium morning radio show. The Morning Man. It's the Morning Man, Kojo Jackson.
Coffee in your cup and Joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
You gotta go and get angry at all of my honesty. You know I try, but I don't do too well with apologies. I hope I don't run out of time, cause someone call a referee. Cause I just need one more shot, have forgiveness. I know you know that I made those mistakes maybe once or twice. And by once or twice, I mean maybe a couple of 100 times. So let me redeem or myself tonight. Cause I just need one more shot, second chances. Is it too late now to say sorry? Cause I'm missing more than just your body. Oh, is it too late now to say sorry? Yeah, I know that I let you down. Is it too late to say sorry now? Sorry.
Joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
One in this game for two. I go, and then you go out and spill the truth. Can we both say the words and forget this? Yeah, is it too late now to say sorry? 'Cause I'm missing more than just your body.
the Super Morning Show. Yeah. Wake up to joy. Joy in the morning. Yeah. If you're turning on your radio, go for some joy in the morning. On the Super Morning Show.
Welcome to the Joy Super Morning Show. And start the new year with easy and secure movement with SG Ghana. Get insured and receive free fuel for your vehicle. Buy or renew your Sound Drive insurance with SG Ghana from now to the 31st of March and get free fuel up to 500 Ghana cedis for your trips. It's time to hit the road with reliable insurance and free fuel. Visit any SG Ghana branch today and get the cover you need for your car plus free fuel to take you places. Terms and conditions apply. SG Ghana, the future is you.
Now, the Office of the Registrar of Companies, ORC, has introduced premium services in response to clients' request for fast-track services. The Prestige Center offers a bouquet of special services, including registration of business names, into brackets, sole proprietorships, companies, professional bodies, updating of business from the historical database, re-registration, filing of annual returns, and renewal of businesses with the delivery of certificates and profiles in 24 hours. Come and experience a premium class service. Visit the ORC office located at the Registrar General's Department in Accra. Call us on our hotline on 0302 666 081 or 0302 664 791. For further information, you can also WhatsApp or send us a telegram on 055 765 3130. Join us on our social media handles at ORC Ghana. ORC is a trusted partner for business.
All right, the wait is over. It's the clash of the titans. The Total Energies CAF African Cup of Nations Côte d'Ivoire 2023 is here, and as part of this year's competition, all Total Energies service stations will go into 100% football mode. So drive to selected service stations and kickstart the year with lots of amazing giveaways. This is their way of supporting the gallant Black Stars. So from now on, when you buy fuel or lubricants from selected Total Energies service stations on Ghana match days, you instantly win amazing branded souvenirs. Let's celebrate the passion of football together and win lots of gifts during the 2023 Total Energies Africa Cup of Nations. Remember, the promo is valid while stock lasts. Go to all social media pages, Total Energies GH, for more information. Terms and conditions apply. Hashtag football together.
And it's the Imperial Insure and Win promo reloaded. Insure your vehicle with Imperial General Assurance from now to the end of April and get yourself handsome rewards, free fuel coupons, special souvenirs, gift vouchers, and many more. And here's the cash during this reward period. Your motor insurance policy will give you an automatic 1-year life insurance cover. You could also get brand new car tires and other car accessories as well. It's really reloaded. Everybody qualifies. Just come insure your car and you're done. Call us today on 0577 667 436 or talk to your broker or any of our agents across the country for further details. You can also follow us on all our social media handles. Terms and conditions apply. Imperial General Assurance, solid protection.
Now, the Investor Ghana Business School has opened application for its 1-year Sandwich Masters program. The programs on offer are MSc Accounting and Finance.
That's a fantastic one.
You want to enroll?
No.
Yes, MSc Business Analytics, MSc Clinical Leadership and Management, because with your take course now, you are joining. This one, and that's why I mentioned it first, because I know you. We will force you to do this one, will lie.
No, which one? Oh, no, I have an MBA in accounting.
Yes, we want MSc. You say I have MBA. No.
This 1 year, the other one was 2 years.
Yes,
okay.
This is
MSc. It's the same thing, the same courses.
MSc Clinical Leadership and Management. Very important. MSc Financial Risk Management. There is also MSc Hospitality and Tourism Management. There is the MSc International Business, MSc Logistics and Transport Management, and MA Marketing Strategy. There's also the MA Organizational Leadership and Governance, MSc Procurement and Supply Chain Management, and MA Public Sector Management. That's what I'm recommending for Koji Hansen immediately. The Public Sector Management, Yes.
Of all people.
Yeah. Of all people. Now, join the virtual information sessions of the program on Tuesday, somewhere in January. And also, more importantly, today is Wednesday, right? 17th. Today they are doing it. Another virtual information session. The links for the information session can be found on all University of Ghana Business School social media pages. The deadline for application is the very last day of the month of January, Wednesday, and that's 31st, right? For more information and inquiries, please kindly contact the University of Ghana Business School website, ugbs.ug.edu.gh, or call 059 550 8270 or 0303 964 478, so that I can get onto any of these interesting programs.
So I see that a lot of my SDA friends are sending me messages. I've seen them.
Acknowledge and support us.
I've seen them. Good morning, Magbedu Abuaje.
Can we say good morning also to the Liberal Adventist? I know one, very popular one. Quetenate. Liberal.
Yafini, enterprise insurance leader in general insurance since 1924, celebrates 100 years with the Yafini motor insurance promotion. One lucky winner will drive off in a brand new Nissan Kicks SUV. First and second runner-ups will jet off to Dubai, all expense paid. To win, purchase or renew your vehicle insurance with Enterprise between January and June 2024. Monthly raffle draws offer you lovely laptops, TVs, microwaves, fridges, and more. And also win instant free fuel, coupons, and gifts. Visit any Enterprise insurance branch or call your broker or agent. Or you can call us directly on 0302 634 777. Experience the time-tested and truly trusted 100 years legacy of Ghana's oldest insurer. Terms and conditions apply. Enterprise Insurance, your advantage.
Another Liberal Adventist, Isaac Kofi J. Minta.
Hey, we're going to do a whole roll call of
yes, I'm calling them to join the campaign immediately. Abandon the Liberal before the Adventists. No,
their pastors may not be aware
that they are Liberal Adventists or they are Adventists.
All right, well, KingdomStoreOnline.com is waiting for your visit. Go check out the best quality office essentials, equipment, and furniture at affordable prices. Order and just sit back and wait for your delivery. If you're in Accra or Tema, you get free delivery and you can pay via Momo across all networks for whatever you buy. Terms and conditions apply. At Kingdom, quality and affordability are their hallmarks. All right, well, I guess it's time now for the nutrition line from Nestle, and of course, they offer good food for a good life.
Your son will be a football star. When does he train? What time does he even wake up?
Breakfast time. No, he wakes up earlier, but when I give him Milo with breakfast, that's when I see that the champion in him is awake.
Don't just wake up your child, wake up the champion in him. Let Milo with Active Go and the natural goodness of malt, milk, and cocoa help wake up the champion in your child every day. Milo, energy to go further. Milo! This advert is FDA approved.
This is Nestle Nutrition Line. Nestle Nutrition Line is a public service program from Nestle Ghana Limited. Nestle Nutrition Line offers tips on good food for a good life. Now to your presenter.
When morning gilds the sky, my heart awaken cries. A beautiful day is here and we're so happy and thankful for the gift of life. Welcome to Nestle Nutrition Line. I'm Jackie Ankra, also known as Na Ajelisoa. How are you feeling? The year's been kind to you. You're doing great things. And your New Year resolutions, how's that going? On today's edition of Nestle Nutrition Line, we're discussing another tip to help you lose weight in 2023. And this is finding an exercise friend or partner. We all know how important it is to be physically active and to also eat well. But what trips you up usually is motivation. And that's where an exercise partner or friend comes in. This person can be someone who shares the same goals of improving exercise and managing their weight and can help hold you accountable to those goals. For example, you can have an exercise buddy at work who you can commit to walking for 15 minutes during lunchtime. This workplace exercise partner can also hold you accountable for the type of foods, snacks, and beverages you consume, and you do the same for him or her. Your partner or spouse can also be a good exercise partner where you commit together to regular exercise sessions, either early in the mornings, after work, or during weekends and holidays. A good exercise partner will help motivate you to keep on being physically active and to keep on eating well, especially when you naturally do not feel like it. And without that external motivation, you're likely to remain sedentary. Find an exercise partner and start being active. If you live near me, reach out. We could do it together. What do you think? Okay, so while we're finding exercise partners, let's chat a bit more about ways in which we can stay healthy. There's a number for everyone, and email if you prefer. So let's get talking for a healthier, happier, longer life. 0302 517 020 or 0302 211 880. Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Toll free 0800 12 0001. Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to midnight. Weekends and holidays, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. To send a WhatsApp, SMS, or call between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. 0593 845697, 0593 845649, or 0593 845708. Alternatively, you can send an email to consumerservices@gh.nestle.com. Make every moment of your day memorable by doing something incredibly, remarkably unique. May God be with you today and always. Have a beautiful day. Bye.
Mavis, this your son. He'll be a football star. When does he train? What time does he even wake up?
Breakfast time. No, he wakes up earlier, but when I give him Milo with breakfast, that's when I see that the champion in him is awake.
Don't just wake up your child, wake up the champion in him. Let Milo with Active Go and the natural goodness of malt, milk, and cocoa help wake up the champion in your child every day. Milo, energy to go further. Milo!
This advert is FDA approved.
Wake up, have a great day, yeah. With nourishing cowbell premium milk and cowbell Vita Rich nourishment for you. There's a cowbell milk for you, for you, for you. Cowbell Vita Rich and cowbell premium.
Introducing the new Cowbell Premium Milk, high in protein, and the new Cowbell Vita Rich, enriched with vitamin B9, both so creamy. Now there's a Cowbell for you.
Cowbell, a creamy goodness.
This advert is FDA approved.
Be part of the moments to remember with AFCON 2023 on DSTV. Experience Africa's biggest football tournament with all 52 thrilling games live and in HD the way you like it. Enjoy expert commentary that will blow your mind.
It's a gorgeous finish. Super goal.
And the finest analysis to keep you in the game. Live your pride, passion, and love for Africa's beautiful game from the 13th of Jan to the 11th of Feb on Supersport or anywhere on DSTV Stream.
Hey, Ma, the way you're always getting alerts these days, I won't be surprised to hear that you have gotten a Momo for Business account by my next visitor.
Oh, I'm already on Momo for Business.
Since when?
Since. Now it's easy to apply for a merchant SIM. All you need is a registered MTN number, your business certificate, your Ghana card, and you are good to go.
Sir,
you think you are the only one who knows what's up, eh? Look, I just dialed *5051#, selected register and the region I was requesting the SIM from, and waited for my SMS with my reference number. You can even go online at momomerchantapplication.mtn.com mtn.com.gh and complete the details for an even better experience.
Hey, Grandma Mumu.
Sign up for Momo for Business the easy and simple way. Just visit momomerchantapplication.mtn.com.gh or dial *5051# and follow the prompts and be on your way to owning a Momo business account today for free.
MTN.
Have you ever thought of the one that makes you complete? An escape from the clutches of interest charges. With the Standard Chartered Visa debit and credit cards, payments are completed at the speed of light, intertwined with interest earning accounts. You also get unbelievable rewards every time you swipe. You have access to over 1,200 airport lounges worldwide, high credit limits of up to 100,000 Ghana cedis, and up to 50 days interest-free with our credit cards. You also get to enjoy full multi-trip travel insurance for 90 days. Fees discounted at your feet with our globally partnered merchant points. Bills are always settled, not battled. Get the Standard Chartered debit and credit card now. Call toll-free on 0800 740 100 or 0302 740 100 or reach us via email on feedback.ghana@sc.com. Standard Chartered, here for good.
Please, if you go, we won't come back.
The one says you take him to Alajo.
Oh, yeah, we'll give him sitting.
Happy birthday, Evans. Kojo Yankson to drive there immediately.
Yes.
Listen, anyway, so happy birthday to you.
All right,
Evans Mensah.
Indeed. Also, happy birthday to Santa Clausian Sami Sonkro. No, we did that one yesterday. Okay. Happy and blessed birthday to Iraba Yakoba Bentienchel of Zenith Bank Head Office. Happy birthday to you, Iraba. Welcome to the 4th floor. Long life, good health, more wins, and all your heart's desires be your portion. And that's from your cousins and loved ones. Just one more. Happy. No, I've done that one already.
Yes, you're done. So this one from Ani Osabute says, happy birthday to senior fellow Casfordian, fellow Abigi of the University of Casford, the top tier sanctuary of the University of Cape Coast. From all fellows, we say happy birthday, age with grace. And it's a happy birthday to Ede Matiase, aka Osho of Manchester. Wishing you God's blessings on this beautiful and special day from your mate at the University of Salford, Manchester, Ohene Jan. And this one says happy birthday to a special brother, Joseph Blondie, attorney of Dakfo Enterprise Limited, Dansoman. May your new age come with special favors from the Lord Almighty. Enjoy your day. And it's coming from Joshua Tigo.
Now, today is also the birthday. So this one says, happy birthday to Assistant Divisional Officer 2, Beatrice Botry of the Ghana National Fire Service. May God bless you more in your new age with wisdom and more love. We are grateful to God for your life and support for all these years from your husband, Miles, Adelaide, Benedict, and Samela. We love you. Today is also the birthday of Perry Okujeto. So yes, today is the birthday of
NPA.
Yes.
Former Deputy Sports Minister.
Yes. Who did not have any problem with Australians or whichever group in any way. But today is the birthday. Yes. Yesterday was lawyer Nick Papo Samuado's birthday too.
Oh.
So yes. Yeah. So happy birthday to them all. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, the Joy Sports Center is brought to you by
MTN. Everywhere you go.
Standard Chartered Bank.
Here for good.
DSTV.
It's your moment.
And Cowbell.
A creamy goodness.
So for those of you who are praying that January ends soon, well, look, I've got good news for you, because it's time you get yourself the Standard Chartered Visa credit card. And this is the good news. You can get to spend up to 100,000 Ghana cedis free of charge, with an offer to pay back in 50 days without paying any interest charges. Now, that's a jolly good idea. And the Standard Chartered debit card is your plug to hefty discounts. You could get up to 20% discount when you swipe at selected merchant points and partners. And while you enjoy all these, you could also win a trip to tour selected cities across Europe. So make sure you get your Standard Chartered Visa, debit, and credit card. It's time to settle bills and not battle them. Call them on toll-free 0800 740 100 or 0302 740 100. Reach them via email on feedback.ghana@se.com. Standard Chartered,
here for good. Now, did you know that MTN Momo now has an app? Yes, MTN Momo has a brand new app specially designed to make your Momo experience easier, convenient, and faster. Just download the Momo app on Play Store or App Store on your smartphone and look out for the blue and yellow icon. It's that simple. Momo app allows you to view your statement, pay bills, and so much more. Use the app for your Momo transactions and enjoy a 100% bonus when you recharge using the Momo app. So go on, download the Momo app now and start transacting with the Flex at no data costs. Just Momo it everywhere you go.
That's right. Thank you very much, Raymond. And good morning to all of you. Welcome aboard to the Joy Sports Center with me, Tahiru Fentu. Coming up this morning. Shock in Abidjan. Of course.
The danger not yet passed, but a slight sigh of relief it will be for the Tunisians. Brilliant footwork here, technical ability coming in to seal the deal. Namibia have done it right at the net, and it's been the Tormente chief, Otto.
That's right, the biggest upset yet at the Africa Cup of Nations as Namibia stunned Tunisia in that group game. We'll review last night's action at the Africa Cup of Nations. But first, we go to the Black Stars. That's where training pictures surfaced for the first time last night since that 2-1 defeat to Cape Verde on Sunday in Ghana's Africa Cup of Nations Group B opening game. The team is fine-tuning their strategies for that make-or-break clash against Egypt tomorrow night. The communications director of the Ghana Football Association, Henry Asantuchum, told us yesterday that the mood in camp dropped after that bad defeat. However, he's defiant that the Black Stars can still progress from the group despite the opening day defeat to Cape Verde.
If it is about losing first matches and going all the way in competitions, it has happened before. You know, the last time we got to the final of the AFCON, we lost our first game, yet we were able to make it to the final. The senior players in the team who have that experience have been sharing it with some of the new players. Remember, Jordan was in that team, Richard Ofori was in that team, Andre Ayew was in that team. And so they've got loads of experience, and anytime there is an opportunity, they try to share that story with the young lads.
That's Henry. Meanwhile, former editor of Kotoko Express, Jerome Autry is hoping the unpredictable nature of football will manifest in the Ghana versus Egypt game to give the Black Stars victory.
I am hopeful that football being illogical sometimes, we can defy logic and beat Egypt and possibly win the last game and progress. But I don't have absolute confidence. I leave room for a surprise. I leave room for the logicality of football to, visit Egypt and then hand Ghana some sweet victory. But in reality, it is not something I expect.
Jerome Autry. Now, the commitment of the players has been a talking point for a long time now because of their recent performances. Former Real Madrid and Arsenal striker Emmanuel Adebayo, he says the Black Stars must show they are willing to give everything for the country if they have to get any positive result from the Egypt game.
When we are playing African Cup of Nations, technically and tactically, it's not even important anymore. What is important in AFCON is the envy, the mentality. The mentality have to be right, the enthusiasm of the game. You have to go out there and know that you are representing a country. That's different. I play for Madrid, I used to play for Arsenal. But whenever I put that yellow shirt on to represent Togo, it's a whole different thing. And I think if the Ghanaian can put that together and say, listen guys, tactic is good, technique is good, but let's go there and put everything that we have in our hearts on that pitch, I think they have a big chance to win against Egypt.
That's Emmanuel Adebayo. Nigeria didn't start with a win themselves. They drew their first game against Equatorial Guinea. Yesterday they held an open day for the media. Moses Simon is one of their wingers. He also had something to tell the Ghanaian players about that game against Egypt.
They both teams play very well. It just, of course, I support Ghana because I have a lot of friends over there. But just that they don't have luck. The last minute opportunity given is an error, but they lose the game, and I just hope the next game they will have to push more to make their fans proud.
That's Moses Simon there. Both he and Adebayo were speaking to Sheikh Tawfiq in the Super Eagles Open Day with the media, something the GFA has refused to offer the Ghanaian media in Abidjan, making it incredibly difficult to get any sorts of interviews of Black Stars players. But let's stay with them, shall we? That's where the Cape Verde goalkeeper, Vozinha, he says their win over Ghana was a revenge for the 2-0 defeat they suffered in the quarterfinal of the 2013 AFCON.
In that time, Ghana was more strong, I think. You know, when we lost in South Africa, also we lost, but we don't deserve to lose this game. But tonight we take our revenge. I think it was other time, more players like Samoa Gyan. It was difficult for us in South Africa. But tonight, like I told you, we take our revenge, and we need to continue like this because we have a target to go in the next round.
That's Cape Verde's goalkeeper Vozinha. Let's stay in Cote d'Ivoire because Ghana's Ministry of Youth and Sports has allegedly shared $400 to each Ghanaian football fan bus to the country to support the Black Stars in a time of austerity where the budget for the tournament has not even been made public. The report has caused outrage on social media, with the prudence of the spending once again being questioned. Our reporter Muftar Nabila Abdullah is in the Ivorian capital, Abidjan.
Ghana's contingent began arriving on Saturday to throw their weight behind the Black Stars as they seek to end its 42 years of waiting to win the African Cup of Nations. The Ministry of Youth and Sports on Sunday began to provide financial support to the supporters, the media and government officials who were all brought into the country to support the senior national team in this quest. Some supporters, Joy Sports understand, organized themselves and based themselves into Abidjan for the tournament. However, the Ministry of Youth and Sports was asked to cater for their expenses in the country. Well, we understand that even some journalists who were not accredited but came into Abidjan all needed the Ministry of Financial support to be able to cope in this city, which I have found to be extremely expensive. Though some of these people, including the supporters, were not in the original list and budget of the Ministry of Youth and Sports, the ministry has decided to support some of these supporters and journalists.
All right, that's Muftar Nabila Abdullah providing all the details on that story. So he says journalists have also been supported. No word on how much they were giving in that instance. Let's stay there because attendance has become a major talking point at this AFCON, with many matches not involving host nation Cote d'Ivoire witnessing near empty stadiums. Veteran Ivorian sports journalist Mamadou Gueye has blamed CAF's online ticketing acquisition process for the low attendance, claiming the average African football fan is not sophisticated enough to engage in online transactions, which he says is discouraging them from purchasing match tickets.
When you want to sell ticket online with a Visa card, MasterCard, how many people in Nigeria would be able to buy? How many people are used going to a shop, a supermarket, anywhere to buy their ticket? Cote d'Ivoire played their friendlies here, all the stadiums were packed because people will go to the FA, to the supermarket, to the allocated spot to buy their ticket. That's the African way. Even if they know how to go online, they don't have a Visa card.
Mamadou Gueye, Ivorian sports journalist. Let's look at some of the biggest shock yet at this AFCON. The giant killing is rolling on as Dion Halter scored an 88-minute winner for Namibia against Tunisia at the Amadou Gon Coulibaly Stadium. The win was the Brave Warriors' first at an AFCON after not winning any of their previous 9 games. Earlier in the tournament, Minos Equatorial Guinea held Equatorial Guinea, they held Nigeria to a 1-1 draw, while Mozambique also claimed a shock 2-0 draw with Egypt, with Cape Verde beating Ghana 2-1. So lots and lots of upset so far in the competition. But elsewhere last night,
25 minutes to avoid the dread of the second game on a back foot. That's the stunning effect here as the ball is brought into the box area. Chance! And it's double the tummy! Lassina Sinayoko blisters his way through the defense.
That's right, Mali. They scored twice in 6 minutes to beat South Africa 2-0 in their Group E opening game at the in that stadium there, of course. Also, the Amadou Gon Coulibaly Stadium. Hamari Traoré, he scored the opening goal for Mali in the 60th minute before Lassine Sinayoko struck this second 6 minutes later to seal the victory. Before that, Pacey Tau had sent a penalty over the bar for the Bafana in the first half, characterized by missed chances. Meanwhile, Bertrand Traoré, he scored a 96-minute penalty to see Burkina Faso beat Mauritania 1-0 in their opening game in Group D. And before we go, of course, Jose Mourinho has been sacked by AS Roma after 929 days since he won that European trophy. A faltering league campaign, poor discipline, and another defeat by City rivals Lazio signal the end of his spell in Rome. So, yet again, that third season syndrome strikes for Jose Mourinho. That's all the sports this morning here on the Joy Sports Center. My name is Fentio Sahil Fentio. Back to you, Winston.
Thank you very much, Fentio. So tomorrow we are waiting patiently. Ghana versus Egypt.
8 p.m.
8 p.m. The song is ready.
Which song are you talking about?
Mr. Drus, very good Abiba. Because
we will shame you.
To be very honest, I want to be shamed.
Of course.
There's no other team to support.
We'll shame you.
Even though we've been complaining about the Black Stars, where do we go?
We'll shame you.
Where do we go? We can only support one team, and that's the Black Stars.
That's right.
So we'll take it like that. We'll just hope and pray that they do not disappoint us like they did, on Sunday.
It's gonna be difficult, very difficult. But I hope that the coach would do the right thing. His systems have been the biggest issue. He struggled to get this team playing any kind of cohesive football. And his changes, some of them have been very questionable. And, you start, because a lot of the things even the average football fan can sit down, even a journalist can sit down and see that this is what should happen, and he does the complete opposite, and it just doesn't work. So hopefully all comes together against Egypt, because desperately Ghana need to avoid defeat in that game to stand any chance at all. Remember that at this AFCON, 4 out of the 6 third place teams will qualify to the knockout round. So the only way Ghana will not qualify is if we get 1 point. We can actually qualify with 2 points, you know. But the problem is that at the last AFCON,
that's if we place third.
Yeah, that is if we place third. Exactly. You can finish fourth.
You can finish fourth with 3 points.
You see, the thing is, I get flashbacks of the last AFCON, because the last AFCON, we only needed 2 points to finish third and qualify. And then our last game was up against Comoros, who had not won a game at the AFCON. How difficult was it going to be?
Well, we got a red card.
And we lost.
Yeah.
By 3 goals to 2.
But these guys got a red card against Cameroon, and they still drew 1-1.
That's what I'm saying. The red card was no excuse. We've seen teams get red carded and still go on to win.
Anyway, thank you. Let's
and we just needed a draw against Comoros.
Let's see what happens tomorrow. Have a lovely day.
We will win, inshallah.
Inshallah. All of us want to win.
Inshallah.
I don't want to play the very good Abiba for you. Have a lovely day.
We can't come home now.
We will come if we don't win. Well, folks, let's get interactive this morning. Tell us what your thoughts are. We've shared with you this morning what the SD has been talking about. They've made a proposal that we consider a voting day. Why don't you join us on X? Use the hashtag JoySMS, and you can also join us on WhatsApp 055-111-1997. Social media messages here on the Morning Show brought to us by EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank, and Provident Insurance with Provident Man. You're covered. And you know, every day people face different emergencies: police emergency, fire emergency, medical emergency, you name them. But many Ghanaians don't know their emergency numbers. Well, yes, one you would always want to remember, star 770 hash. Yes, star 770 hash is the new EcoBank Money emergency number, and it gives you instant access to loans, fund transfers, utility payments, airtime and data purchases, and so much more even without data. So there's no need to panic when you find yourself in any money emergency. EcoBank will always come to your rescue. Dial star 770 hash now for solutions to your money emergencies. EcoBank is an African bank. But of course, also coming up this morning, we have a conversation about the government redevelopment program. So today there are lots of, government buildings sitting on an acre of land. The government says there's a need for redevelopment. But in deciding to redevelop these structures or buildings, what are the considerations? The government talks about the fact that it needs more houses for its public sector workers. Shouldn't government be leading the construction of these buildings? Or maybe government can just decide to hand it over to the private sector, and then they construct these facilities. After all, we've seen some of these redevelopments go to the private sector, and the question is, if it is to ensure that we have more buildings for both public and private consumption, why is it so expensive for even the ordinary man? It's like we're building homes for the high-end market, which nobody can afford. But also there's been some times, and I'm sure you know that there are times that certain appointees have purchased these lands or buildings. How about that? Time for us to reconsider this whole policy and decide that no government official or appointee get any, and also decide that these are the kinds of buildings we can have there. How about even recreational facilities? Because it looks like we're just building houses and not thinking about recreational facilities. Well, stay with us right here on the Super Morning Show this morning, because we're going to be delving into this conversation here on the Super Morning Show, and I'll be coming up on our big stories. But before we get to big stories, it's now time for the Joy Business Minute, and the Joy Business Minute is brought to us by Consolidated Bank Ghana, CBG. We stand with you, and Anointed Electricals, the generator experts. Let's go for the Joy Business Minute. When we return, we get into our big stories here on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM.
Hello, welcome to the Joy Business Minute, brought to you by Consolidated Bank Ghana. We stand with you and Anointed Electricals, the generator experts. Government is expected to formally open negotiations with Eurobond holders and commercial creditors in London on Monday, January 21. The engagement will target institutional investors who are holding these financial instruments. The Bank of Ghana will embark on a sizable monetary easing cycle, cutting the policy rate by a cumulative 800 basis points to 22% by the end of the year. That's forecast by Fish Solutions. Economist Professor Godfrey Bogwing has said that any attempt to increase recurrent expenditure in the 2024 election year to please the electorates will come back to badly hurt the economy. And Apple now has the lion's share of the global smartphone market, knocking Samsung off the top spot for the first time in 12 years. And last, the Joy Business Minute, brought to you by Consolidated Bank Ghana. We send with you and Anointed Electricals, the generator experts.
All right, so welcome back. And coming up on Big Stories this morning, brought to us by Vodafone Further Together. Latest from your partner for life. Our focus on elections. This time around, they talk about changing the date for election 2024. Maybe we consider the first Monday or Tuesday in November or December. That's a proposal by the Seventh-day Adventist Church, SDA. What's your take? You support it? You disagree? Join us on WhatsApp. Use the hash. That's the WhatsApp number 05511119997, and then you can join us on X using the hashtag JoySMS. But looking for the best value data and voice offers, look no further, as Vodafone has unbeatable deals made just for you. To enjoy these amazing Vodafone offers, just dial *530# and get onto any of the Vodafone Made For Me bundles for as little as 1 Ghana cedi. Vodafone Made For Me has got just what you need. This offer is specially made for you, so simply dial *530# or visit my Vodafone app to subscribe. Vodafone, further together. So stay with us. When we return after these messages, we get into our conversations here on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM.
What's so tasty, creamy, crunchy, makes you happy when it's near? Munchie, munchie, oh munchie, shortcake biscuit.
Enjoy the unbeatable taste of Munchie Milk Shortcake Biscuits, serving you original milky richness for 20 years. Munchie, a rich ankasa. This advert is FDA approved.
Of late, things no easy, crowd. For my business inside, pressure day from customers. If I make payments, give suppliers, Okada riders, delivery charges, no easy. Things no they move fast like before because everything make expensive. The family way they house. See what I talk. Family where they call, they ask for another money. Easy. Vodafone Cash be the only thing where they make my ID get to. If I they do transfers for Vodafone Cash, it they save me money. If you they do Vodafone Cash to Vodafone Cash transactions, still no transfer charges dey. Even if I they send money to another network, I they get value.
Make you dial *110# to send money. Sending money from Vodafone Cash to Vodafone Cash still be free.
Vodafone.
Across Africa, a new era has begun, connecting us with one purpose: to create and share opportunities to grow. Across our continent, across the world, we are creating a better way to a better future, a Pan-African future. Together, EcoBank, a better way, a better Africa.
Provident Insurance. Provident Insurance welcomes you to a new year. Remember to insure your new car or renew your existing motor insurance from the 1st of January to the 31st of March. You can win free gifts such as fuel coupons and several other branded Provident souvenirs. Rush for insurance cover now. Terms and conditions apply. Insurance, your future happy days. With Provident, man, you are covered.
A bank that supports you, a bank that cares for you. Hand in hand, we stand with you. So lift your head up, big dreams are waiting. We'll walk with you wherever you go. Where all your dreams come alive, CBG will make you smile. We will rise with you. Your business will flourish. Your name will stand out. Consolidated Bank, CBG. We stand with you.
It be biggie. It be unbeatable. Up to 40% discount. Only at Electromat. Ane, Omadia. The Konya will free installation. Any Orient Deluxe ceiling fan. Wa air conditioner be a wobato every Electromat hobia. Get the chow free. Buy your favorite brand. LG, Broom, Samsung, Panasonic, TCL, Orient, Philips, Techno, Infinix. Cash in big. Wa Afcon in brain. Only at Electromat. For any Electromat showroom. Benubia. And our friend 0800-100-247 and our 0552-275-5456. Electromat, your world of electronics. Kaimuse, terms and conditions apply.
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.
It's 8:17 on the Super Morning Show. And yeah, look, we need to talk about this SDA thing. You know, I wonder what you think about it. We'll be hearing your views and thoughts as the SDA makes petitions to have the date of the election changed. Because this year it falls on a Saturday. That, of course, is the Sabbath. And it would certainly mean that members of that church would have to do certain things that, according to them, is not in conformity with their religion. So, how does Ghana respond to this? There are quite a lot of SDA members, over 300,000 of them. We use so many of their centers for voting, and their schools as well. So, they are indeed a stakeholder in our elections and in all national activities. So, should we grant their petition? We're talking about it today. Stay with us. We'll open the phone lines in a moment. But first, at ABSA, they believe that you and your car deserve to be rewarded. So get more for your protection with a motor insurance policy from ABSA, underwritten by Hollard Insurance. Their comprehensive third-party fire and theft motor insurance policies not only ensure that your vehicle stays protected, but you also get rewarded with fuel vouchers between now and the 31st of March 2024. Now that's not all. You also enjoy free roadside assistance. You have the option of a car hire, post-vehicle repair inspection, and more when you sign up for their comprehensive cover. The qualifying minimum premium to be rewarded is 482 Ghana cedis. Discover how to get things done at absa.com.gh or the nearest ABSA branch. Terms and conditions apply.
Now, I should bring you some great news, right? How do you find customers for your products and services throughout Africa this year? What are the key issues that will make your business succeed or even fail this year? Are you aware of the major threats to your business in Africa here in 2024? Don't be caught off guard. Join attendees from all over Africa and the rest of the world actually at Crystal Ball Africa 2024 to get the most insights while networking. This is on a theme: one continent, one market, growing beyond borders. And also the date is January 18 and 2024. Did I say 2028? Yes, yeah.
Come on.
This is.
Do you have any ambition for 2028?
I've not thought about that yet. Time.
I now know what it is.
9 a.m. Venue Labadi Beach Hotel, and it's here in Accra. Register now at Crystal. Okay, so mostly we clarify this: Crystal Ball Africa, but the only omission there, or you just have to leave out the L. So Crystal Ball without an L. That's actually how you do this. Crystal without the L anyway. Africa.com. Don't miss the great opportunity. Media partners: Joy FM, Joy News, Joy Prime, and Joy Business.
So the second edition of the highly anticipated Africa Prosperity Dialogue is just 8 days away. And the Africa Prosperity Dialogue 2024 is the event at which Africa's political and business leaders meet to take actionable and bankable decisions towards building an African single market. Africa Prosperity Dialogues will take place from the 25th to the 27th of January 2024 at the Peduasi Presidential Lodge, Ebri Hills in the Eastern Region. In the presence of several African heads of state and top business leaders, 10 exceptional Africans and global Africans will receive the prestigious Africa Prosperity Champions Award for their contribution to Africa and the global Africa's prosperity at the Presidential Gala Dinner on the 26th of January at the Kempinski Hotel in Accra. Register at events.africaprosperitynetwork.com or reach the Secretariat at protocol@africaprosperity.network, and by telephone for the English version 053-616-7567 and for the French version 053-609-8325 for more information. Africa Prosperity Dialogues 2024, delivering prosperity in Africa. Produce, add value, trade.
All right. So, listen, give us a call, okay, 0302. But before I give you the number, let's first hear what the Seventh-day Adventists had to say in a press conference about their petition to have the election date changed.
People know us for worshipping on Saturday. In 1996, Ghana, 7 December fell on a Saturday. And Adventists were torn between going to church and voting. And that's why it's a problem for Seventh-day Adventists who vote. We are not a people who don't vote. We vote. And so we want to vote. So to have December 7, 2024 being a Saturday poses a big challenge to us. Voting is a civic responsibility. Honoring the Sabbath is a godly responsibility. That's how we see it. As enshrined in the Ten Commandments, he says you have 6 days to do all your work, but you have to rest on the Sabbath day. And sometimes people don't understand, but in that commandment, it says that the Sabbath day is the Sabbath of thy Lord. If it were mine, I would decide on what to do with it. But it's God's, and he says on this day, don't do this or do this. So that's where the conflict comes up. We followed that up subsequently by writing to the Electoral Commission in February last year, indicating or making a proposal for a change. What we were proposing was not for a date change, but we were proposing a day. So we proposed in our submission to the EC the first Tuesday or a Tuesday in November or December of 2024.
Bringing you a sound you can feel.
Yeah, so that's what they had to say. I mean, listen, call us, okay? 0302 216 541 055 1111 997. Several questions to ask. I mean, first of all, look, is there a cost to the nation of acceding to this petition? And secondly, what about the floodgate argument that always comes up when somebody tries to insist on a right that has not been granted to them before? And then let's not also forget we've had elections on Saturday before. So how did the Seventh-day Adventists manage on that occasion? Nana is in East Legon. Hi, Nana. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, talk to us. Well, where do you stand on this one?
Where do I stand? I don't even know how we are giving audience today. Same God we all worship, the same Bible. Just depending on who is reading it and how it's being interpreted, I have no problem if these are your beliefs. But we shouldn't change anything for anybody. We should do it for them because it's falls on Saturday and they go to church on Saturday. And so what? Don't go about that, they should be there. What stops them from also saying or advising their people that, oh, this time around the election is on Saturday, so let's just vote for just this one? What will you do to them? Would they die? Or would the church collapse? So what is all this? Issue. They should be there. We shouldn't even keep audience to things. If they won't go and vote, they should be there. Or they should, if they what they will do, they should do. What is all this? If you should fall on Thursday, Mr. McQuarrie, sorry, on Saturday, our people also say, yes, you're moving court another day, then we will continue. And then God, you're confused another day.
Yeah, Nana, thank you for sharing. Let's go to Teshi. Here's Kwesi. Hi, Kwesi, good morning.
Good morning, Kojo.
Talk to us.
My issue is that are they going to spend the whole, even if it's a Saturday, are they going to spend this whole day at the police station? And this, even if it's a Saturday, it's one Saturday in 4 years. As a Christian, it's also vote. But I believe that the Sabbath was made for the man wasn't made for Sabbath, but the other way around. But it should compromise. It destroys nothing. It spoils nothing.
All right, thank you. Chidiak is in La. Hi, Chidiak. Good morning.
Good morning, Kojo.
What are your thoughts?
We should change it so that they will have their way. What about we those who don't go to church? Can they change it for us also to have our way? And it will come as a cost to this nation. This country is bleeding. If people who worship God, men of God, who should think about how this country is bleeding and help us to come out of this, they want to add more burden. Churches. But
thank you, Chidiak. Okay. We're not going far. We're going across to Teshi. Hi, Ben. Good morning.
Good morning.
Mm-hmm.
Is that Raymond?
It's Kojo.
Kojo. So, what will happen the next election when it also falls on a Sunday? Will all the other denominations also come out and say it will be an issue for them? So the nations will once again look at it. We would please want to beg with them. We should allow the system to flow without any impediment on interferences. This will not change anything. It's only once every 4 years we vote. So it falls on a Saturday. It doesn't change anything. You shouldn't be giving audience to SAT, because if it's this so, next time you see other bodies also coming out to say this day of such and such occasion for the government or the country doesn't favor us, we are also writing the petition for it to be changed. So they should please allow the system to flow. It's just to enforce on a Saturday once in every 4 years. Not every Saturday. So we please beg with them. We shouldn't be giving them audience. Thank you.
Thank you, Ben. Wow. So nobody as yet supports the SDA's petition. Emmanuel is in Adenta. Hi, Emmanuel. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, Kojo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, what is all this brouhaha about changing the election date from 7th December to another date? You see, even if the election is on a Saturday, we are not going to use the entire Saturday for the election. We are taught in the churches to sacrifice. So why can't the church sacrifice just that Saturday for a national assignment? And we are not going to use the entire day. Please, there's so much hardship in the economy, and we are thinking of how to survive it. We don't want all this brouhaha about changing election day from 7th December to another date. This is my humble submission.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Hello, Claude.
Yeah, Kojo, good morning.
Good morning. How's Tema today?
Tema is doing fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Kojo, when Jesus said the Sabbath was made for man and not man for the Sabbath, it meant that the Sabbath was supposed to be a blessing to man, not a burden as we are finding it now. And a blessing is what we do, or opportunity God has given to us to develop and to have benefits. So if election is for the benefit and the blessing of the nation, man has to find a date to use for it, for the benefit of and the good of all the nation. So this is why Jesus said, Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath. Man is those who work in the hospitals on Sunday. Should they stay at home? It is a blessing to the sick for you to go to a hospital and find a doctor or nurse working. It's a blessing to find a taxi driver driving on Sunday. If everybody should stop, what will happen in this world? Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Claude. New Ningo is our next stop. Hi, Kisi. Good morning.
Yeah, Kojo, good morning.
Talk to us.
Yeah, good morning to your crew and our listeners. Yeah, Kojo, I also believe it should not be changed for them. Okay, you asked the question. The other time, I don't know which year, but I'm sure we voted on a Saturday before. What did our sisters and our brothers from the SGA do? What did they do? Kojo, did you get an answer from that for us? If not, will you please try and get it for us?
Well, she says they were torn between going to church and voting. Some of them decided to go to church, while others after church went to vote. They can still do the same
this year, Kojo. Because when you say we should be pushing it to a Tuesday, okay? And I understand some of our traditional believers also worship on Tuesday. What if they also come and tell us that Tuesdays they worship on Tuesday, they should push it, and then we go to Friday, okay? Our Muslim brothers and sisters also will tell you. So please, if we voted on a Saturday before, we voted on a Sunday before, all the days we are fixing our voting day on the 7th of December. No matter which day is falls on, we are going to vote. Thank you very much, Kojo. Greetings to everybody.
God bless you. All right, Evelyn is in Downsuman. Hi, Evelyn. How are you?
Hi, I'm very well. Thank you for asking. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for calling us. So, what are your thoughts?
Well, as a country that embraces diversity and with the background information given, looking at the number of their numbers, looking at the fact that we use their schools and their facilities, I think that some consideration should be given to them. Maybe not to change the date entirely, but we could look at getting them to vote on the days that the security people vote, so that on that day they can also go to church and serve their God. I think that is an option that we can look at. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Evelyn. Let's go to Tema. Joseph is in Community 9. Hi, Joseph. Good morning.
I'm good. I hope you're doing well.
We're managing, Chief. So, this matter.
Once you have life, you have everything.
Sorry?
I said, once you have life, you have everything.
Amen. So, talk to us.
Yeah, for me, I feel like this plea doesn't hold water. If you know you go to church, you know your time. Either you vote before you go to church, or after church, you go and vote. After all, if you don't go to church after that day, is it that day that God is coming? Sometimes employers seem to allow us to go and vote, no matter how it will affect the job. So I think there's nothing wrong with going to vote at a church day. If anything should be done, then instead of on the 7th, they should make it every first Tuesday of the December. As you've made it on Tuesday, first Friday on December for Farmers Day. Maybe it should be first Tuesday in December. I think it will be okay for the vote. That's what I think it can be done.
Okay. Thank you very much. And that's Joseph in Community 9. Let's talk to Jackson in Cape Coast. Hi, Jackson. Good morning.
Yeah, morning, Kojo. How are you?
Not bad, though.
Oh, okay. Me too. I'm managing in Ohio.
So
I think I agree with the previous callers, all of them. Kojo, we have a lot to think about. Not this thing. If that is the day to their suggestion, how about if another religion to come that is the day to they are going to do their church? Yeah, are we going to change it? Kojo, please, Joe FM, we have a lot of problems to think about, not this one. Please, let's find something to discuss. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right. Sly is in Wager. Hi, Sly. Good morning.
How are you?
We do.
I'm thinking, once we use their facilities, I mean, the voting centers, some in their churches and all this, so we can't change the date for them. Then it means the should rather find new voting centers so that they can make use of their churches. After church, every day can go and vote at other places that they are registered. So I think the best thing is to find a new voting center and then make their church for them.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Sly. Timothy is in Accra. Hi, Timothy.
Hi. Yes, my take on this issue. Myself, I once worshipped with the SDA before, and I still believe in their faith. However, being the first officer myself, we do perform duties on Sabbath day, which has not been a problem. So this big one also being a national assignment, I don't think we should pose a big problem. That's my take.
All right. Thank you for your take. Bishop is calling us from Asante Mampong. Hi, Bishop. Long time.
Long time. Kojo, how are you?
Not bad at all. And Happy New Year to you.
Well, thank you too. Thank you. Kojo, I have a quarrel with you.
Hey, Wahala. What did I do?
Anytime you are recognizing listeners and contributors from Ashanti region, you said you are greeting those who listen from Love FM. It's not all of us who listen from Love FM.
Oh, okay.
We use our decoders, multi-decoders to listen.
Of course.
Kojo, that's just by the way, on this issue of Saturday voting. I know you completed UCC.
Yeah.
And then Wisdom. Yes. When we're in UCC, there's a lecturer at the radio department. He always put his lecture on Friday for Muslims to attend and Christians. First quiz Saturday, second quiz on Sunday. Sunday one, he will dress up and go for the quiz before he goes to church. And distance students, they normally go for weekends. So if you do say that
our brothers and sisters at least, they don't attend distance courses. So all these things should be factored. But it's their wish. So after the early voting, if we agree for them to vote early, or something can be done so majority of them can get to vote, because it has happened before. If it has affected most of them voting, they should have put it into writing to the relevant authorities to see how these things can be changed. Voting has been done on Friday. They use the mosques. Sunday, they use their churches and schools of the mission as well. So they should try and cooperate. If nothing is done this year, they should try and let us vote. And then next time, we'll all come together and change the constitution, maybe fix a particular date, a day, rather, that will not affect religious activities.
Okay.
But which one would be impossible to, but let's try.
All right. Thank you, Bishop. Pokwasi is our next stop. Hi, Kojo. Do we have Kojo from Pokwasi? I think we might have lost him. Right. Do we have time for some more calls? Should we take a couple more? Kojo, is Kojo on the line from Pokwasi, or we lost him? No. Okay. Let's take a few more calls. 0302 216 541 055 1111 997. And we're talking, of course, about the petition by the Seventh-day Adventists to have the date of the election changed, because this year it falls on the Sabbath, which is Saturday. Fatau is in Newtown. Hi, Fatau. Good morning.
Good morning, Chief.
Mm-hmm.
How's the family?
Everybody's very well, Fatau. How are you?
Mashallah.
Wonderful.
I think it's a very dicey issue, but if we can let them be part of the special voting, so that they will vote with the security agencies and the workers who will work on the election day, I think it will not be a bad idea at all, because everybody must be able to participate in our democratic journey. And just as someone said, if going forward, it will be possible for us to amend the constitution so that we have a specific day. So it will not be Sunday, it will not be Friday, and it will not be Saturday. You know, because these are the days most of the major religious bodies worship. So that we can take it from there.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you for that, Fatau. Kofi Mensah is also in Tema. Hi, Kofi Mensah.
Yeah, hello. Good morning.
Good morning to you, my brother.
Yeah, I just want to find out the kind of work you are supposed to do on a Sabbath day and the kind of work you cannot do on a Sabbath day. I have been told that any work that will bring some income is what is not good. Otherwise, if you are sick on a Saturday, you go to hospital, and the doctor working at the hospital is supposed to take care of you. What if he is also a Sabbath and he is not supposed to work on Saturday? Do they go to the pharmacy shops on Saturday to buy medicine? You see, so it is always good to look at the laws and the rules of Christianity very well. Voting the kind of work that is forbidden on a Sabbath day? That is the question I want to ask. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I think the SDA presser was quite clear on the fact that they actually limit how much of these activities they do. It's not that they don't walk or eat on the Sabbath, no. But there are limits to what extent these activities can be carried out. And that includes cooking and everything. All right, we have time for one more caller. Here's Edem in Cantonments. Hi, Edem. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah,
please, this issue is very tough.
Yeah.
Let's just allow them to just vote and go to the church. Yes. They should just wake up early, go and vote, and go back to church. Yeah, that's my opinion, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Edem. Thanks for sharing. Thanks to all of you who called us. Ray.
Who said this December 7th date? Why is it cast in stone? Why is it not amenable?
Well, it
I
is.
mean, I agree that some superior thinking should come to making changes and cannot be erratic. But we have made provisions in our system, and a more recent, what they call it, precedence has been that people should not be compelled to choose between any of these two rights. Right to religious expression, and the other one being a civic responsibility and a right to vote and be voted for. We cannot in any of these conversations pretend that it's not a big matter when it comes to rights. The only reason why we make demands on the economy of this country is because of our economic rights. The reason why we think that we can make demands in education is because of our educational rights. So why is any of those rights more important than the religious or the right to vote, the civic rights that actually establishes our democracy as a people? So I find it quite surprising that people say, oh no, you can't wish it away. But why? When did we set that standard for ourselves? We need all people in the republic included in our governance. That is the participatory democracy that we put together. In any case, if it is moved to the dates or the other alternatives that we are talking about, even before the Adventists came up, not long ago, we were considering doing elections in November. Did it sound preposterous to anybody? Why is the mere contemplation a problem on the date itself? And when you extend it, they can do other things, and they can. And so they've even voted in some year before in 1996. Yes, we sat on their rights and infringed on same some time back ago. Should we do so again? Is that the standard we want to set in this country? I mean, so it's a bit problematic for me. If we want to have some of these standards played out, let's be fair. Let's independently or properly dispassionately assess it. Is there a day that will not infringe on the religious rights of people? Can we find that middle ground? What are the alternatives on the table? That is how you advance a state, not mere wishing it away and say that 400,000 per.
So to answer your first question, the 7th of December is a non-entrenched clause in the Constitution, so it can be changed. It can. Winston, sorry.
No, I mean, look, I've had lots of messages, particularly from my SDA friends, asking that I support. I have said that I don't have a problem. But you see, listening to the callers and all those who have called us, you get a sense of how Ghanaians are thinking and how we sometimes could abuse processes or we could abuse certain things. And so, today, we had discussions in the past that, okay, we want to vote. And at that time, we talked about either the first or Monday or Tuesday, first or Monday or Tuesday in November.
Yeah.
We had discussions to vote. We didn't even actually think that some said, let's make it the 7th. Others said, let's look at the day.
Yes, we didn't even bring in religious tones.
We didn't bring in religious thoughts. And that's where, so this is the point. And let's face it, you see, the moment you bring in religious reasons, others begin to say, why not me? Let's be very frank here. So, for me, as a matter of principle, I don't have a problem with this. If we decide to vote on...
Thank you for the support.
No, I don't have a problem with that. If we decide... But if it doesn't work too, I don't have a problem with it. So, that is that's my position. If we decide to change it, I don't have a problem. People have asked me to read Mark chapter 2, verse 27. Yeah. So, I want to do something. I read from verse 23. Mark chapter 2, verse 23 to 27.
Say do 27. You want to do...
No. Contest.
Gives the
contest. Contest. So it says, one Sabbath, Jesus was going through the grain fields, and as his disciples walked along, they began to pick some heads of grain. The Pharisees said to him, look, why are they doing what is unlawful on the Sabbath? He answered, have you never read what David did when he and his companions were hungry and in need? In the days of Abiathar the high priest, he entered the house of God and ate the consecrated bread, which is lawful only for priests to eat, and he also gave some to his companions. Then he said to them, the Sabbath was made for man, and not man for the Sabbath. That notwithstanding.
So that's a call on people to be flexible. Jesus is saying that we set these rules for our benefit. So we should be able to change them for our benefit as well. So if we've set the 7th of December, I don't see why we can't change it.
We can change it. In fact, I am in favor of changing the 7th of December.
Yeah.
I like your interpretation of the...
In fact, look,
the other one too is true.
Yeah,
I've not heard that one.
In fact, there's also the fact that there is some benefit to the nation of changing it, especially if we are considering the November date.
Yeah.
Okay, so we would vote a bit earlier. We would know our results a bit quicker.
If there's an election petition,
period. Yes, that can be
happen
dealt
within
with.
the period.
Yes, we can do our transitional processes and all that. So there are some advantages to the nation. Forget about religious considerations and all that. I think there's a way in which we all benefit if we consider picking a date that is more convenient for all of these purposes. It will also solve the problem of it falling on a day that, creates any kind of obligation for people.
Kojo, Raymond, let's agree here today that as a people, based on what we've seen, particularly in 2008, where we had to vote in January and declare and have just about 4 days to the swearing in of a president. We've all agreed, in the past we agreed, that we're going to have elections. In fact, in 2016, one of the things that went to Parliament, and at the time the minority then voted against it in 2016. Let's agree as a nation that we want to change the day we vote. So we want to bring it to maybe the second Monday or Tuesday in November. Okay? Or maybe the third Monday or Tuesday in November we vote. That gives us a lot of time. I don't have a problem with it. But what you're seeing is the Ghanaian unhappy that people use religion to say, because it doesn't favor me, change it for me. That's the Ghanaian you're seeing. So we can agree to do it this way, and that will take care of that. That's it for me.
Briefly on the point of the religion part, I think we can make room for the expressions of these rights, and they don't just come empty. It's because we have agreed on certain rights and put them in our constitution, and they have even spent quality time every other time trying to build upon them. It's because it guarantees freedoms to groups and all of that. If it doesn't hurt much, why would we have a problem with anybody demanding that something of this sort? Because rights in our part of the world, you have to make demands for it, from education rights through to social rights, through to all even health rights.
Where you say if it doesn't hurt much, and you've seen the Ghanaian. Interpreting that to why should I?
No, because but I don't think that those are legitimate claims. In all fairness, you are saying that the date to be changed. You have not given me any reason that Kojo, if you change it to Tuesday, it would affect me to my religious expression on that day. That's a conversation we can have.
Daboni, Tuesday is Daboni.
I can agree on that. We can even choose that if it will be Monday.
Yes.
But your claim might not be that we have other problems in this country.
Monday is okay.
I hope you get my point. You cannot say that, we are already suffering.
I have said
what has the change in the day got to do with your suffering?
I have said that Monday is okay. Tuesday is Daboni.
So that I agree. But I can't say that I cannot make a demand based on religion, because Monday is a different. In any case, in the interpretation of the Bible, if the Adventist says that day should be how it should be expressed, we should allow them. Because I did not hear many of you make the claim that there are other sects in Rastafarianism that has not put any focus on hairstyles. I hope you get my point. That argument never came up. So let's not do these subdivisions and make it the point that the main claim here is I, as of a religious right.
There are some Rastafarians who don't have.
That's what I'm saying. But that argument did not come up.
Of course.
Because the person making the claim is saying that it's of my right. So these people are making a claim based on the right they believe we should protect. Whether or not we can protect it, within the period, we should find a space to accommodate some of these things.
All right, well, keep your thoughts coming. We'll read a few of your messages and hopefully your post on X as well when we come back from these messages.
Hello, babe.
Hello.
Where are you?
I'm home watching football. What's up?
That reminds me. I hope we are going to Ivory Coast for the AFCON 2024 because I'm tired of watching it on TV.
Don't worry, babe. I've got everything under control.
Then my things are already packed though.
Adansi Travels and CAF are making it possible for you to experience AFCON 2024 live in Ivory Coast from 13th January 2024. You can choose to go by air at a rate starting from $1,200 per person and $2,350 for couple, or by road at a rate starting from $890 per person and $1,750 for couple. Your flight, internal transport, daily breakfast, match ticket, and tours are all sorted. So what are you waiting for? Call 0595 500 817 or 0556 310 404 to book now. Adansi Travels, fuel life's beauty.
Blessing, do you know of any good medical school I can take Kofi to? Oh, Fifi, is that why you're looking all moody? Then I have some good news for you. The College of Medicine and Allied Sciences, COMAS, Accra, Ghana, is a degree-awarding institution, and they offer Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery using the Graduate Entry Medical Programs, Bachelor of Diagnostic Imaging, and BSc Health Information Management. All these programs are accredited by GTEC. Their bilingual curriculum prepares you to consult in French. But I'm worried about admissions. Admissions are ongoing. Contact us on Facebook or on Instagram at info.comas or call us on 0208 456 556 or send them an email info@comas.edu.gh. COMAS, the citadel of a holistic professional medical education.
Hello, Linda. You won't believe what I am planning next. I want to start my postgraduate degree, buy a car, and build my dream home. But you know what's stopping me?
What's that, Mike?
Money, oh. That be my biggest wahala.
Oh, you are sorted, Kra. With a GCB Big Move personal loan promo, you can borrow up to a whopping 400,000 Ghana cedis at a significantly reduced interest rate in less than 24 hours.
Like, seriously? How do I qualify?
Yes, it's available to all GCB salary account holders. Plus, you get a 2-month grace period before you start to pay back.
Susket, I'm opening an account with GCB now.
Get a personal loan of up to 400,000 Ghana cedis at a significantly reduced interest rate in less than 24 hours. Call 0800-422-422 or visit your nearest GCB branch today to fund your next big move as we celebrate 70 years of greatness. T's and C's apply. GCB Bank, your bank for life.
Are you hoping to start university this January? If you want a British degree from a world-class university at a fraction of the cost, then join Lancaster University Ghana right here in Accra. With a diverse student community, vibrant campus life, and up to 50% scholarship to support your study, Lancaster University Ghana provides you with a world-class education that creates endless possibilities globally. Don't miss this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Apply to join Lancaster University Ghana, where learners become leaders. Admissions are currently open for our January 2024 intake. Apply now for our foundation program. For more information, contact us on +233 030 221 8989 or send an email to admissions@lancaster.edu.gh. Lancaster University Ghana, the only British university campus in West Africa.
What's so tasty, creamy, crunchy, makes you happy when it's near? Munchie, munchie, oh munchie, shortcake biscuits.
Enjoy the unbeatable taste of Munchie Milk Shortcake biscuits, serving you original milky richness for 20 years. Munchie, a rich ankasa. This advert is FDA approved.
There is something that drives you. The very thought of it fuels you. And even when the road gets rocky, you keep going, just to get the results that matter. It could be about you. It could be the lives you touch. It could be about someone special or something dear to your heart. Such results leave a sweet lingering smile, a sense of fulfillment. That's why you work till late, yet rise with the sun. Yes, your drive knows no limit. Do it with Stanbic Bank, where we spur you on to get the results that matter.
It's the most action-packed breakfast show in town. The hottest
music, the best giveaways, the great interviews, and all the laughter and fun you can imagine. Don't miss the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. It's the best breakfast show in town.
Right, you're welcome back. It's the Super Morning Show on Joy, and I was hoping we would have a few of your tweets and messages to share with you on the topic of the SDA petition.
Why not? I can share some of them now.
Yes, let's
now.
hear them.
Bishop K. Mugabe says, "Close church early and let your people go and vote. There is no sin in voting on Sabbath day." That is what Bishop's saying. At Koku Nanigbe in Luke 14:5, Jesus asked, "If your child or ox falls into a well on the Sabbath day, will you not pull him out quickly?" It is simply an issue to resolve keeping the Sabbath day holy and being faced with an equally important tax. And at Sugar Dukunu said 7 December 2008 was Sunday. Did the other churches request for a change? The request should be given much thought before any decision is taken. That's also there. In fact, this one says, if at the SDA church only made a proposal, that will help all religious sects, which means that no man who worship from Friday to Sunday, that's what, because they are proposing that in the early week anyway. Even if you don't go to church on Saturdays, it's the day people use mostly for funerals where there's another event. Why can't any day from Monday to Thursday be selected for election purposes? Practicing something for a long time and seeing the problems calls for rethinking of same. And maybe the other one, what about what happens if another group emerges to say that they worship on Monday or Tuesday or any other one, or December 7th falls on Sunday? What about using special voting to accommodate all religious requests? Yeah, that's also the other option. That's on the table. That sounds also another.
Well, I mean, I was making that suggestion that we could use special voting, but if you want to use special voting
400,000
to deal with all religious requests, I mean, with the SDA, you are looking at close to 400,000. Let's say you can accommodate that. And if you have other sects coming in here with the millions, do you want to do a special voting with millions and do another main election with millions? You want to look at that. So, that's why I've said that we agreed as a people that we wanted to change the day of voting, get it into November. We had issues in 2016, then the minority NPP voted against it. Can we do it this time around? Is one of the things we want to consider this year. We can consider it. I don't have a problem with it. I think the challenge with many Ghanaians is that the consideration is because of religion. Okay? They want us to consider it, but not because of religion. Also because of what people perceive about religion. You get the point now? And so we can do it. And pretend that it's not religion and get it done.
Pretend that it's not religion. Okay, all right. Listen, let's move on. Okay. It wasn't so long ago that some accusations were flying around against the Minister for Works and Housing, suggesting that he was involved in some sale of land and all that. But the ministry responded in a statement, and the statement said that, look, what is actually happening is that there are some developments taking place at the official residence of the late Justice Marfo Sao, but it is part of the government redevelopment program. So the statement then went on to explain this program, okay, and its objectives, and there are many of them: to achieve higher and optimum densities in prime areas and ensure efficient utilization of existing infrastructure, to contribute to the positive impact of the growth of major cities by mitigating the rapid horizontal sprawl, to achieve a significant increase in the total stock of both government and private residential properties countrywide, and to improve the urban context and neighborhood characteristics of the old residential properties in our major cities. That's not all. Those are the main pillars there, the main objectives. So this is a program that started all the way back in 1992. But the mention of this program has got us thinking. I mean, since 1992, has it actually achieved the goals for which it was established, or has it become subject to some abuse? We want to investigate this, and we'll be having a conversation with a few guests. But first, maybe we'll take a couple of minutes to remind you of some very important messages from our partners. First of all, Lucozade says, come close to your radio for the gist of the year. Did you know that your energy-giving, great-tasting Lucozade has a new look. Whether you're out and about, in the office, in school, or even in a trotro and you need to restore your energy, look out for the now sleeker, slimmer Lucozade Original 330 milliliter can with the same energy that you've known for years. Now you can go about your day with even more swag as you drink Lucozade from your new sleek can. So go ahead, grab your Lucozade sleek can and discover the same unbeatable energy with every sip. Lucozade, restore your energy. This advert is FDA approved.
Now let me bring you some more news that you would certainly love. And of course, we're starting a new year, but you should plan now. Which they say we should plan our holidays now, right?
Yes.
Brilliant. Safari Valley Eco Park introduces the Safari Wildlife Experience by creating an environment that fosters the harmonious cohabitation of forest, water, humans, and wildlife, such as zebra, sable antelope, llama, wallaby, fallow deer, and the ultimate, ever popular Patagonian mara, and many others too, anyway, where everyone can come and experience these majestic creatures at a starting price of 250 Ghana cedi and free for children up to 6 years. Only an hour drive from Accra, and it opens from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. each day. Visit Safari Valley Eco Park with your friends and family today for the thrill of a lifetime. For more information, visit safariValleyResort.com. Check out Safari Valley on Instagram too, or call 059 691 4394.
So we all have those days when you're low on everything, energy, time, cash, and even airtime and data. Well, that's why MTN Extra Time is an airtime and data advanced service that allows you to make calls or browse the internet even when you have insufficient balance. All you have to do is dial star 506 hash. That's star 506 hash. Go through the prompts and select the amount of airtime or data that you need. It's more than simple. Doing your favorite things on MTN means you don't get interrupted even when you're low on airtime or data. Please remember that all terms and conditions apply.
All right, let's get to it. We want to understand the government's redevelopment program and whether or not it's fulfilling its purpose, or whether it's still open to abuse. We're joined on the phone by two guests. Kwesi Edu is a former member of the Committee for Joint Action. You will remember that he was quite vocal in his criticism of this project, particularly under the late President Atta Mills. Kwame Jan is a land law expert, and he's no stranger to our show. He gives us lots and lots of education and advice on land law. Mr. Edu, Mr. Jan, good morning to you both.
Good morning. Good morning, and good morning, special one to my brother, Edu.
Hello, good morning, Kwame. How are you?
By his grace.
Wonderful. Okay. If it's all right, Lawyer Jan, I'd love to start with you so you can give us a bit of context and background to this redevelopment program, what it's set out to do and how far it's come.
Okay, let's see what we can do. So, redevelopment. How did it come up? Those of you who know the areas around Ridge, the areas around cantonments, Roman Ridge, let's focus on these three areas in Accra. These areas were originally inhabited by colonial public officials and later post-independent government officials and political appointees. They lived in these areas. These are the generally well-planned neighborhoods. And the buildings were very low in density in terms of land scope. So you will find 1.5 acres and a small colonial house sitting on piles. Now, the original purpose of those areas in terms of planning was that there should be low intensity or low density accommodations. That was the original plan. Then, subsequently, instead of the state creating more of those areas, because you see, And this is what I've been saying all along. Everybody wants to stay at or live at Roman Ridge, cantonments, and so on. These areas were created by the intervention of the state in the planning process. So everybody wants to live in those areas. So redevelopment had a couple of objectives. One objective of redevelopment was to kind of reclassify those areas from low density or low intensity to maximum medium use areas. In other words, you repopulate the buildings in those areas, bring more people and more houses per square meter. It originally was not that bad an idea. And the whole point was you are changing the classification of the area. So rezoning is another name for, redevelopment is another version of rezoning and reclassification of the neighborhoods. So originally, the plan was populate those areas with more buildings. But the plan was also to use competitive processes to do the allocations. So if the place is zoned out, it is to be replanned, and not just any haphazard planning. It was to be replanned with the approval of the appropriate planning authorities. Then you go out there through a proper setup and you make available what you have, the parcels of lands that have come out of the rezoning. And people then will bid for those parcels. So with this kind of arrangement, you would have had a competitive process, an open and fair process for the allocations. Then, for some strange reason, at a certain point, everybody parted company with this kind of arrangement. So, after the original redevelopment scheme, there has been redevelopment within the redevelopment, which is what is causing some panic, because some of these areas may end up becoming like squatter camps if we are not careful, because of the extent of the population of the buildings on these lands.
Thank you for the very extensive background there. We're also joined by Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa. He's an honourable member of Parliament for North Tongue, and you will recall that he actually not terribly long ago took a matter to court where he accused he alleged that Jacob Echebilamte had used some wrong means to acquire some government land, particularly his home residence. Good morning to you, Mr. Okudzeto Ablakwa. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, good morning, Kojo.
All right. Now, before we come to you, Mr. Okudzeto Ablakwa, I want us to start with Mr. Kwesi Edu, because at some point, as lawyer Jan, narrated, at some point, the process became subject to abuse. What nature did this abuse take?
Let me start by saying that originally it was thought that if they were going to have this redevelopment scheme, most of the allocations will go to institutions, either government institutions, private institutions, to develop that. Now, so you will see from the list of allocations that in the first list of properties sold between 1999 and 2003, they sold them mostly to private companies, so that the population will not be so large. Now, if the government ever thought that the low density or low occupation of those lands were to be upgraded so that more people will be able to stay there, it was reasonable to expect that you will build those places and let more public servants live there, or if you are selling them to the private sector, the private sector will use them. And so that was what the first tranche of allocations were. Later on, it changed completely, and it got sold to individuals.
Right. So, I mean, in your case, in the case that you were particularly involved in, I mean, you pointed out quite clearly that state land was being sold off to cronies. Yes. Walk us through, how exactly that was being achieved.
I'm not sure how it was being achieved, but I know how they achieved them. What happened was that they will call around party members and then allocate them these plots at knockdown prices completely, some of them on protocol. And apart from party members, they will also allocate them to from 2004 on the scheme. The government was very clever. What they did was that, in addition to providing them to party people, they also roped in the judiciary. They allocated them to individual members of the judiciary, even up to Supreme Court level, including even the Chief Justice, so that if you go to court to challenge them, the court will not support you. And private lawyers, judiciary members, party members, these were the people who were allocated those properties. So you would see that those properties allocated to party members and other such people were at knockdown prices. The interesting thing was that you will find out that after selling a plot of land for 2,000 cedis, in the next 3 months or so, the new owners will now sell them for 1 million cedis to private developers. And that's why, as Kwame was explaining, there was no planning involved in it as to how to do it in such a way that to be properly tailored for the use of medium occupancy and things like that, medium intensity occupancy. So they just you get a private developer who wants to build a big mansion, and you will be given at 1 million or 2 million Ghana cedis. So the original person who was sold that property, having bought it for 2,000 cedis, will go away rich and very happy.
Well, I get the architecture of it. Now, Mr. Ablakwa, is this a policy that should be continuing? Is it still needed and fit for purpose?
Well, thank you very much, Kojo, and let me say good morning to your distinguished panel and to all our viewers. To answer your question directly, pardon me, did I say viewers to all listeners?
Well, yes, we have a few viewers online as well. So.
Yes, so viewers and listeners. Yeah. So to answer your question directly, this policy, this land redevelopment policy, has totally outlived its usefulness. It's been probably the most abused policy in our country's history, and it should not continue. Where I stood in 2008 as a young student activist, when Dr. Mani Buama and I took the late Jacob Echebi Lamte to court, following a publication in the Ghanaian Times of 22nd November 2008, which we read, indicating that the land at Rage number 2 Mungo Street, very prime land, and the property that was situated on the land, which had been renovated not too long ago. Remember that that's property that the late Mr. Jacob Echebe Lamte stayed in as chief of staff. That was his official bungalow, serving as the first chief of staff of former President Kufuor. It had been renovated at great cost, and soon thereafter, it was sold to him. The principle we held then is a principle we still hold, and you notice that even when I served in government, I pursued this matter. I went for a review until it was determined in 2013, and I still hold the view that this policy has been abused. And if you look at the Supreme Court judgment, you look at page 54, this is a view which was eloquently espoused by Adenyira JSC, as she then was. If you look at page 54 of the judgment, with your permission, I'll just quote quickly.
Sure.
The Venerable Adenyira, respected Justice of the Supreme Court, said this: I wish to state, by way of obiter, that the Accra redevelopment scheme of residential properties policy, as implemented by both the Rawlings and Kufuor administration, has not been wholly satisfactory and has raised a lot of negative comments and issues of morality from the populace. The implementation of this scheme has dislodged a lot of government and public officials from their homes to give way to luxury apartments which only a few Ghanaians can afford to rent or buy. I would stress that since these public lands were initially used to provide housing for government and other public officials, space should be made available to decently house these officials, most of whom hold sensitive positions and thus need adequate privacy and security, unquote. So this is an eminent jurist agreeing with most of us that this policy has been abused, and it has led to the dislodgement of many public officials, high-ranking, who hold sensitive positions. Look, I can give you a tall list. Judges have not been excluded as victims of this policy. Public servants, civil servants, doctors who should be close so that if there is an emergency, you need them close to Kolebu or close to Ridge Hospital. They can be in good proximity to save our lives. They've all been dislodged because of this policy. In the name of redevelopment, in the name of infilling, what happens is that the land is sold to people in private sector, sometimes under very dubious circumstances. Luxury apartments are constructed, as Mrs. Adenyira JSC stated in this judgment, and then it leads to many public officials being dislodged. And you see, it is important, Kojo, to stress that when you look at the implementation of this policy, we don't have clear guidelines. There are no clear guidelines as to who benefits, even how the land, if there is spare land, how it is auctioned, how it is sold, how you come to own title. It is shrouded in secrecy. A lot of opacity is done behind the scenes. Before you know, you receive an eviction order, leave as a public official or as a judge, and there are so many harrowing stories. You know, they just evict them, and then all manner of persons take over. So this policy, which as the respected lawyer Kwame Jan has said, started well-intentioned in 1999 under President Rawlings, because you see a small bungalow on probably an acre or 2 acres of land. You can understand at the time we didn't have this population, we didn't have this level of development in Accra, particularly the Ridge, Cantonments, Laboni areas.
Okay.
But you see, over time, you know, that policy was meant to build more bungalows for public officials, but it's been abused. It's now going to private sector, all manner of persons. And you see, some of the examples are very, very startling. Because you don't forget that where the foreign ministry sits today, many people have forgotten that. Where the foreign ministry sits today, Ghana's Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration, it was sold.
Yeah.
It was sold in 2008. It was Professor Mills who came and reviewed that whole policy and said that all the people who had been allocated those lands, government is reversing the sale. They are no longer interested. That is how come we have the foreign ministry. So just imagine a whole land that had been designated for the foreign ministry of Ghana was sold to individuals. And if it did not take a change of government, President Mills stepping in, God bless his soul, and intervening, reversing, those transactions, we would not have had the foreign ministry where it is. So I am on all fours with Adenyira JSC and the other Supreme Court judges who commended us for that legal action, who said that, look, there is clear abuse and that this policy has to be reviewed. Unfortunately, since this judgment, including the review in 2013, that review of the policy has not happened. And I was really saddened when I saw the Ministry of Works and Housing statement a few days ago, gleefully telling Ghanaians that that policy is still alive and that's what they are implementing. It's really sad. We are not being responsive, and we are not really doing what must be done as public officials who should be patriotic and who should put the national interest first. And I am really, really outraged that this policy is still on the books and is still being implemented, and the abuse has gotten worse.
Even members of parliament and even former presidents, and will not leave it, party chairmen, were all fingered in a list. That list was provided during the time of John Peter Amewu as Minister for Lands and Natural Resources. We were promised a review, and Parliament equally said you were going to make sure that you review not only the policy, but that list of over 400 Ghanaians who had actually benefited from this program. This was in 2017. We are in 2024. There hasn't been any report on this so-called review. There has not been any cancellations in pursuit of that. In fact, it's still continuing as was the case previously. So what can be done from Parliament or from even the executive to nip this in the bud, since you are so passionate about we not continuing with this process?
I'm glad that you raised this perspective, Raymond. And if you check the records of the House, you will see our spirited effort, and I have been part of that effort to have a review of this policy. We have filed urgent questions because we need the evidence based upon which we will proceed. Those urgent questions, and the records will bear me out, relates to the lands minister providing all the lists, the full comprehensive disclosure of all those who have benefited under this redevelopment policy since 1999. Would you believe that lands ministers have refused to? They have totally failed to provide the list. The question is, what are they hiding? I mean, of course, those who may argue that Parliament probably should go a step further and assert its authority have a point, except that because of the extreme partisanship, so you don't normally get, all sides of the aisle rallying on a matter like this once partisanship is brought to bear or is activated. But really, the fact of the matter is that lands ministers have been stonewalling, including the current lands minister. The current lands minister, the Honorable Abuchi Napo, will confirm, and I hope he's listening to us, that on 2 occasions, he has not been able to provide the list. A few months ago, he said that it will require a lot of effort and he needs time to put it together. But that was the last we heard from the minister on this issue. So Parliament has been pushing, because that is the first step. We need to know how it has been implemented, who have been the beneficiaries since 1999 that this policy came into force. But the lands ministers have not cooperated with Parliament.
Okay, let me bring Kwame Jan in at this point, because you've talked about the fact that this was to densify the place, increase people who were there, and also ensure that the state would get some money and build other structures for people. We know that has not happened. So now that it's been abused, let's look at the way forward. Do we discontinue? Do we continue? And if we have to continue, what modifications do we make to it?
Winston, let me tell you something.
Please
I'll
go ahead.
take you to the early days after independence.
Okay.
You know the area called the area opposite Nima.
Yes.
And what's the name of the place? The vice president used to live in Kanda.
Kanda. Yes.
You know, Kanda, there are some public accommodations there. You've seen them.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. If you go back, and I'm telling you this so that all Ghanaians will know that we have abused this country not since 99, but very, very early in our life as a country. Many years back, we had a company called Ghana Housing Corporation.
Yes.
It was Ghana Housing Corporation that became State Housing Company Limited today. They built Kanda and other estates. Those days, people took mortgages from the Ghana Housing Corporation. The headquarters of the Ghana Housing Corporation was relocated to the Flagstaff House at that time. The Flagstaff House was the seat of government. And you know what happened? And I tell you, I have all the records, because I got the records from the Ani Jiage Commission.
Okay.
And every time there was a change of government, any time there was a military coup or change of government from our independence, commissions of inquiry were established to go into allocations of government lands. And it happened every time. And the records at that time indicate that those who got allotments in Kanda, who were paying mortgages, you will receive notification from the Flagstaff House that government of Ghana, this was the CPP time, government has paid off your mortgage, so keep the house.
Really?
So all I am saying is this. If you look at Ringway Estates, all the original allottees were CPP. In this country, depending upon who lives where, you can determine their political affiliation. So anytime politicians share land, they give to their party people first. And if I have the records of allocations from independence up to a certain point, the military governments shared without party color because they were not partisan. But when the civilians took over, and I'm very excited about the statement that was made by my very good friend, and I respect him plenty, Honorable Okudieto Ablakwa. The thing about the Minister of Foreign Affairs, I was at the Minister of Lands when those lands were being allocated. I was the legal advisor when the lands were being allocated. I advised the politicians then that it was not a good idea. That place was called the International Students Hostel.
Sure,
I advised that it was not a good idea. The minister then didn't take my advice. They allocated. Then NDC won the election. They came back. I was still at the Minister of Lands. Then meetings were called by former President Mills. May his soul rest in peace. When we briefed him, he said, no, this will not happen. So I was advised to guide them as to how to reverse the allocations. So I did. And the allocations were reversed. But the interesting thing that Honorable Okujeto Ablakwa probably didn't know or didn't say was that there were some people in the NDC government at that time who also insisted that the lands should be shared for NDC people.
Oh.
And yes, and Mills said, no, you don't take land from one group of politicians based on party affiliation or other reasons and share it for another group. That was the reason why the president directed that only state institutions will get allocations in that area. And so Honorable Okujeto is very right. That area, NACOB has some land there. Ghana Revenue Authority was giving land. And I tell you, I was at the Minister of Lands, so I remember.
Okay. So do we continue with the policy?
The policy, I agree with the Honorable Member of Parliament. It has created too many problems. And I don't even know whether we still have any land to redevelop. The lands are gone. So you see, the more we continue, the more enemies we create, and the more the difficulties we are encountering. So look at what they are just talking about. Remember, we were talking not long ago, there were rumors about the Speaker's house, this and that. We should go to Suhum and facilitate the creation of another cantonment there. At Champon, the man who we say didn't go to school, when he was head of state, he created Dansoman, not so.
Yes. Yeah.
So what have we created? Why are we only struggling over the little that we come to see when we come into politics? Why don't we create and take some so that everybody else can also take some? Why do we come and the small which has been created by the forebears, we still struggle on the small? I don't understand.
So do we stop the redevelopment program? Do we stop this policy?
The redevelopment program has actually stopped itself. What is there? Where are the lands?
Okay.
They should just let it go and find something else. There are lands, there are still some public lands which can be properly schemed with roads and so on. Why is everybody interested in cantonments? It's because of the amenities. We should recreate cantonments everywhere.
Well, there's a thought. I think I'll leave the last word to Mr. Edu. If indeed this policy has outlived its usefulness, what would you suggest to be its replacement, if you like? How should we pursue the interest of providing affordable housing for government workers?
If we are going to think of providing affordable housing to government workers, it is going to be very difficult to provide them in around the main parts of Accra or near cantonments, Roman Ridge, or because as Lawyer Jan is saying, they are gone. They've already been sold. Now the ones that are left that they are selling are the very top people's ones. Tomorrow you hear that there is the CDS bungalow or land there is being sold. The next day is about the Speaker's bungalow and things like that. They've finished the lower ones. So there's nothing there. When we're talking about providing affordable housing, we may think of other places where we can build affordable housing outside of these places because it's gone. You know, they use state power in an exercise of self-interest and have acquired all of them. This is state capture for individuals. So I don't know about affordable housing. And when we talk about affordable housing, you know, governments come and say we are building affordable housing. And then they go and build affordable housing in the middle of nowhere. Yeah. And people need
transportation in order to access those places. How many young people who have just finished university or tertiary education can have accommodation in, let's say, around the motorway where they built some of them, and then be able to pay for these houses within 3 months or go for expensive mortgages? So if the government is going to think about affordable housing for people, those areas around Roman Ridge, Ringway Estate, and things like that are almost all gone. So they must think of other areas where there are small plots and build mass housing for people in those places so that public servants will be able to live there. And even for private individuals who may want to rent some of them, will be able to rent some of them. And then provide the necessary connections with transportation, public transport, and other things. It has to be really integrated. What is happening is that there's no an integrated plan or anything, and they just sell them to themselves and do. So I think that the way forward should be to look to stop the current sales that are going on. The few that are left, they should stop them. If they don't stop them, one day they may have to account for it. And then those that they are able to build houses for, let's say, a group of people, public servants and others, they should be able to build them. Where is all the money that the little money that they collected from the sale of these houses? Where are they? What did they use them for? What did they use them for?
Do you think? I mean, this is clearly a policy which has been observed more in the breach than otherwise. Do you think we can reclaim some of the land that we feel has been wrongly allocated, wrongly sold? Can we get it back?
You cannot reclaim it by going to court because the judges will rule against you. They have bought them, many of them were beneficiaries themselves. Now, having said that, I'm not saying that all the judges are like that. There is someone who was an appeal court judge and actually resigned because the government forcibly was taking over the residential accommodation for something else, the residential accommodation that he was occupying. And he actually resigned from the appeal court. Not all of them are like that, but many of them are. And if you go to court to reverse it, you are not going to get it.
Wow.
You may have to think of other ingenious means.
Any suggestions from the panel of any possible way we can get some of this land back? Mr. Ablakwa, Mr. Jan?
Yes, Kojo, can you hear me?
Yes, we can, yeah.
Yes, my recommendation will be a full-scale national inquiry, and let's go as far back as we can go, even if you like before the 1999 policy, because as the respected lawyer Kwame Jan has said, the abuse began a long time ago, except that it's now reached a crescendo. It's been increasing over a period. And I am glad that former President Mahama announced not too long ago that he would like to commission a national inquiry, like we had the Judgment Debt Commission of Inquiry, have a commission of inquiry into what has happened. Because clearly, Parliament has faced challenges. Anytime we have asked for full disclosure, ministers have been stonewalling. And the extreme partisanship has made it difficult for Parliament to really get to the bottom of this and stop this. So a national inquiry will be required. But before that inquiry, let us mount pressure for the president. The president can announce today that policy has been suspended or that policy is no longer being implemented. Just a presidential directive, because this is not some law or some constitutional provision that requires, if you like, a laborious, amendment process. It's not that. It's just a little policy done by the executive. So the president can announce today. So let the agitations continue, but clearly we will need a commission of inquiry. And you see, we need to demand high integrity from public officials. I mean, how does it sit in your conscience that you are given a public position to be in charge of our resources? Then you arrogate those resources to yourself. I think that, look, we should start naming and shaming. Look, if we publish this list and moving forward, when people know that if you are given, public positions and your actions, your acquisitions, what you engage in will be subjected to public scrutiny, I think that people will be careful and people will think twice when some of these look, all of us have served in government. The offers are made. The people will call you, but you must have some principles. You must say that, look, as for this one, I mean, if ordinary workers, people in the private sector, people in the civil service can save and buy land and build their own houses, why can't you, as a minister or as a top public official? So people have no excuse for engaging in these things. It's just greed, lack of patriotism, and lack of the national interest. So I would say that a full-blown national inquiry should be the way forward. But before then, let's mount pressure on the president to immediately suspend this policy.
Okay, thank you very much. Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa, lawyer Kwame Jan, and Mr. Kwesi Edu, thank you so much for giving us your time this morning.
Thank you very much.
Much appreciated. All right, the Super Morning Show continues after these.
Are you looking for a university that will prepare you for the challenges of tomorrow? Look no further than Academic City University College. With a focus on innovation and experiential learning, you'll get hands-on experience in your field. Our world-class faculty will guide you every step of the way. And our collaborative approach to learning will prepare you for success in today's global economy. So if you are ready to make your mark on the world, Academic City University College is here to help you succeed. Apply now at our website www.act.edu.gh or call us on 059-403-0308. Academic City University College, educating future-ready leaders.
Introducing Pick 4 from Game Park Games, the easiest lottery to play and win. Pick 4 numbers from 0 to 9 up to 3 times a day to become one of our daily winners. More moolah, more power. Play online at www.gameparkgames.com or dial *946# to play. Game Park Games is regulated by the National Lottery Authority, not for persons under 18. Play responsibly. Pick 4 from Game Park Games. More moolah, more power.
GoTV is stepping up your entertainment from the 15th of January at no extra cost to you. If you are on GoTV Value, upgrade to GoTV Plus to watch GoTV Max. Already on GoTV Plus? Upgrade to GoTV Max to enjoy GoTV Super. And if you are on GoTV Max, upgrade to GoTV Super to enjoy the best of the best on GoTV Super Plus. Don't wait. Step up your entertainment today. It's on us. GoTV. Love it. T's and C's apply.
National Health Insurance.
Great news! The National Health Insurance Scheme (NHIS) has waived the waiting period for all members aged 70 years and above. All 70 years and above are also exempted from paying a premium. Enrollment and renewal are absolutely free on the NHIS. Members who are 70 years and above can automatically access healthcare when they newly register with the NHIS or renew their membership annually. You are no longer required to serve the 1-month waiting period for late renewals. Dad, mom, grandpa, and grandma, let your old age be filled with good health and access instant healthcare at zero cost on the NHIS today. Download the My NHIS mobile app to register register with your Ghana card or visit the nearest NHIS office. Terms and conditions apply. For details, contact the NHIS call center on 054 444 6447 or 0302 746 447. NHIS, your access to quality healthcare. This message is brought to you by the United States Agency for International Development, USAID.
Let me share my experience with you at the new Aqua Safari Resorts. When you arrive, you're greeted by warm smiles and introduced to your 24-hour butler who already has your itinerary sorted. Enjoy water sports activities like jet ski rides, kayaking, water sliding, flyboarding, and castnet fishing. You can even have your lunch here on the boat cruise. Let the tour guides take you through the sceneries of the mangrove forest, the friendliness of the animals, while you pet and feed them. We chose to have our breakfast with a beautiful sunrise right in front of our cabin.
Visit Aqua Safari Eco Resort in Ghana, bringing you closer to nature.
Attention aspiring minds and future leaders. Get ready for the University Challenge, a showcase of brilliance and innovation. 10 universities, 10 diverse topics, and a chance to win 1 million Ghana cedis. Each university presents a unique project, pushing the boundaries of creativity and knowledge. This televised competition celebrates intellect, teamwork, and the power to transform ideas into reality. The future of innovation and the chance to witness brilliant young minds showcasing their skills, teamwork, and ability to turn dreams into tangible solutions to solve real-world problems. Stay tuned for more details and get ready to be inspired. For more details, visit newafricafoundation.org or call 0532 383 737.
Coffee in your cup and Joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM. Coffee in your cup and Joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
There we go. You're welcome back. It's the Super Morning Show. And listen, thanks for all your text messages. We'll be reading a couple more if we have time to do so before we go. Text messages on the Super Morning Show are brought to you by GCB Bank PLC, GCB Personal Loan. Make that big move and dream a reality.
Now, GCB, you know, is your biggest and largest bank in Ghana, and they're actually offering GCB salaried account holders personal loans in less than 24 hours to fund your next big move. With GCB's Big Move Personal Loan Promo, you can access up to a whopping 400,000 Ghana cedis at a significantly reduced interest rate with just a 2-month repayment grace period to meet your urgent financial obligations with a smile. It's time to make that big move, be it for educational fee payment, buying a car, or building your dream home. GCB makes these dreams a reality and life easier for its customers. So let GCB lend you the needed support to make that big move to take care of those urgent personal needs. Visit any GCB branch or call 0800 422 422 for further inquiries. Terms and conditions apply. GCB is your bank for life.
So what if I told you that 10 Ghana cedis can get you free concert tickets and shopping vouchers worth up to 500 Ghana cedis to shop at Melcom or get some buckets of juicy chicken at KFC every week this December? Here's what to do. No, not December. It's still on. Stake 10 Ghana cedis or more in the Game Park Games Pick 1 or Pick 4 lottery to be entered into a weekly Saturday raffle for a chance to win. Regardless of the outcome of your stake, you can still win a voucher for yourself. Vouchers are limited, so play more to increase your chances. And remember to watch the Saturday promo draw on Adam TV at 6 p.m. Dial *946# or visit GamePackGames.com to play now. Terms and conditions apply. Game Park Games, more moolah, more power.
Indeed. Now, more power to you if you're buying the very best quality office essentials, equipment, and furniture from KingdomStoreOnline.com. This is where you can pay via Momo across all networks and just wait in your home or office for your delivery. Now, if you're in Accra or Tema, you don't even pay for that delivery.
which is nice. Terms and conditions apply. At Kingdom, quality and affordability are their hallmarks.
Now, how do you find customers for your products and services throughout the year and on the continent in 2024? What are the key issues that make your business succeed or fail this year? Are you aware of the major threat to your business in 2024? It's purely an African issue anyway. Don't be caught off guard. Just attend and join others who are also attending from all over Africa and the rest of the world this year's Crystal Ball Africa 2024 to get the most insight and world networking. The theme is one continent, one market, growing business beyond borders. And also the date is January 18, 2024 and starts at 9 a.m. in the morning. And Labadi Beach Hotel is where this is happening. You need to register. Do so at this website, Crystal without an L, ballafrica.com. Don't miss this opportunity. Media partners: Joy FM, Joy News, Joy Prime, and Joy Business.
All right. Well, it's been quite a show, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, we've got some more messages. We're back after these.
The Driver and Vehicle Licensing Authority (DVLA) has introduced a new online vehicle registration process. That's right, you can now log on to online.gov.gh to start your new vehicle registration process at the comfort of your location. Then present your vehicle at any private vehicle test station with customs release documentation for verification and testing. Once that's done, you can visit any DVLA office for further vehicle inspection and biometric verification of the owner or authorized persons for your digital smart card. Yes, a smart card. No more paper documents, and it's that easy. Log on to online.gov.gh today and start your new vehicle registration process now. DVLA, your safety, our concern.
A month way! And you're normally a doffo. Electroland Ghana Limited has done it again. It's the up to 70% discount bazaar! A simple cry. From the 27th to the 29th of January, rush to Electroland's Pinterest branch for amazing deals on your favorite Samsung, NASCO, Media, TCL, and Homeland of up to 70% off. You heard it here, up to 70%. It may be brand new, slightly used, have minor dents and scratches, or repaired. We're your first come, first serve. For further inquiries, call 0503 153 739. Terms and conditions apply.
Introducing Pick 4 from Game Park Games, the easiest lottery to play and win. Pick 4 numbers from 0 to 9 up to 3 times a day to become one of our daily winners. More moolah, more power. Play online at www.gameparkgames.com or dial *946# to play. Game Park Games is regulated by the National Lottery Authority, not for persons under 18. Play responsibly. Pick 4 from Game Park Games. More moolah, more power.
Coffee in your cup. Enjoy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet. On Joy 99.7 FM.
Baby, never listen to what them say.
Joy from 10 minutes to 6 until 10 a.m. And you better not miss it. It's going to be a big one. But we thank you for listening to this one. We really appreciate your time and your company. We've learned a couple of very important things today. First of all, we've learned that...
how we rape ourselves.
Yes.
Of our prime lands.
Yes. In a bid...
How you, the elites, connive and condone.
In a bid to provide for the needy...
Yes.
The wealthy have enriched themselves, and the needy are still in need. Yes,
it's a terrible situation.
That's what land and the value of land keeps going up in this absurd bubble, which I'm waiting. I mean, why should land in Oyarifa cost more than land in Manhattan? But that's the Ghana we live in. All right. So tomorrow, and also today, we learned that all rights are rights. You know, all rights are rights, and any group has the right to claim their rights when it comes to which day we vote on. So maybe it's time we made a decision that benefits everybody and doesn't impinge on anybody's rights. Yes, we've learned a lot today. Tomorrow we'll learn even more. So make sure you make a date with us. But until then, please keep listening to Joy. On behalf of the team, I say thank you for your time. My name is Kojo Yankson. I'm the morning man.
My name is Winston.
Raymond Aqua.